Hello, friends. Thank you for joining us. My name is Joel, and this is the O2 Drop. This is WA's VGC podcast, coming from Perth, home of the world's best made-for-adults Pokemon VGC podcast. We are back recording.
And we're also best non-American podcast.
Best non-American podcast. We're back recording for 2025. I'm joined by Claire's best friend, Dan.
What's up?
How was your Christmas, Dan?
It was good. I enjoyed shooting confetti all over Chris's house.
I did not enjoy that.
Speaking of, we are in Chris's house and it is spotless. How was your Christmas?
I had to spot mop the floor with Jif and a sponge the other day because the confetti cannons, fuck you, Mark Murray, if you're listening. The confetti cannons mixed with the spilt drinks on the floor and the color of the confetti leached into the tiles.
Oh no, really?
And I've been getting that off.
Jesus.
But yeah, I'm okay. I'm happy to be the only non-autistic person on the panel today.
Debatable. And today we are joined by very special guest all the way from Wollongong. You may know him as the crazy motherfucker who bought Slowking, right? To Worlds.
Yeah. Day two.
That's me,
Day two with Slowking at Worlds for the 2024 season. We are joined by none other than Dan Walker.
Hello, how we doing?
AKA Cbetrs, a semi-renowned old...
Cbetrs is the way you pronounce it.
I knew it was RS.
Cbetrs.
Cbetrs.
You guys would know me as the guy who just does not just completely interrogate you in a game. I just do not shut up. Everyone hates it. I remember the last they looked like the last opponent of my day 2 rounds at Perth looked like he was gonna kill me or something. I take them almost to the limit, but then I know when to stop at the last bit when they're actually going to choke me from the
And I believe you refer to this as your weaponized autism.
Oh yeah, it's got to be that.
You've been like this forever as well, because I remember I lived in Sydney around 2016 and I went to a local, and years later I remembered you as the guy who wouldn't shut up from that local as well. So.
Really? Did I play you? Really? Did I talk a lot in our set too?
Yeah.
He was doing backflips on the concrete floor at Perth Reg at the beginning of the year. He just can't sit still for 5 seconds.
What the fuck?
Your friend told me, oh my God, there was a guy who did a backflip in there. I was like, yeah, that was me. He's like, no, it wasn't. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you've changed your hair.
What?
We'll do it again.
I'll do it again.
Please don't do it again.
So standing backflip?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's that Ninja Warrior diff right
That
there.
is that Ninja Warrior diff.
Oh yeah, you didn't introduce me as that too. I've been on Ninja Warrior as well. There you go.
What would you like to be referred to as?
Yeah.
What's your highest accomplishment?
Yeah, is it Ninja Warrior? Is it Old School Runescape Streamer? Or is it the guy who took Slowking to Worlds Day 2?
I would like to identify by all of those things. I think they're just
rolls off the tongue.
I can't really choose.
You were on Ninja Warrior with your long blonde hair.
Ninja Old School Slowking.
Breaker of chains.
Yeah.
Mother of Dragons.
Do you guys know Old School RuneScape? Danny, you guys play it?
I used to play
I
back
do.
in the day.
Yeah. Half of 99 is 92.
Oh.
I don't.
Yeah,
So somebody here does play as well? Yeah, halfway is 92.
Hell yeah.
I don't
But
play because I have autism.
Oh, you play Pokemon, so I think you do.
What's your fishing level?
99. I'm max. I got
Nice.
9 on everything.
You maxed everything.
The real question is, what's your Inferno run?
Wasn't that a paid
Oh, my
thing?
best time is
Best time.
paid thing.
No, Joel doesn't.
Oh yeah, I got 41 minutes. 41.50 is my best time, which is the best time in Australia at the moment. I'm literally ranked first in Australia for it. So there you go.
Damn.
So we get all the big guests on this podcast, all the top names.
Number 1 Inferno run
We
play
need to
in
pivot
Australia.
to an OSRS podcast right now. We got Cbetrs RS here.
I lost my original RuneScape account from inactivity.
Womp womp.
Oh,
I
no.
know,
You probably had someone steal it and start botting on it.
Oh,
It's probably deleted now. Or something.
Yeah. And then I tried to play it again, but it just didn't have the same vibes. I even tried to bust out, listening to Fort Minor while in the desert
game's got
area
real
hunting
popular.
scorpions.
Oh. The game's actually built up a lot of popularity again lately. Like it's actually, I think, the max player base of all time right now, which is kind of crazy.
That's
like
wild
it's actually
to think.
going in a pretty good direction. Yeah.
Jesus, nice. Might be time to get back into it.
Yeah.
But anyway, our main audience is here for Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Even though I could talk about adventuring in the wilderness back in like 2007, but
Oh my god. I got a story that I just have to tell.
Do it.
Just because we're on this topic. So I had my friends over my house when I was probably about 14 or 15, I would say. And I was like in the wilderness, and I was like a huge noob at the time. So I had like all my rune armor in the deep wilderness. And my friends are watching me. I'm like, look, I've made friends with these clans. And then I went out to like level 40 wilderness. It was like in free to play. And they all just started shooting me with their bow and betrayed me. And I'm running all the way back to the start of the wilderness, just trying to survive. And my mum's screaming at me like, why are you playing your computer? Your friends in here. You should be playing outside with them. And she's just like screaming at me the entire time that I'm running. I'm like, Mum, I'm just trying to survive. It's just, oh my God. It's just so embarrassing.
incredible.
But yeah, we'll get back onto the Pokemon talk.
So, how does someone who is the number one Inferno Run player in Australia get introduced to Pokemon?
Well, I started when I was 4 years old. I actually got my first copy of Pokemon Yellow when I was 4. And
Damn.
you know the first battle when you verse Gary to the left? I don't know if you guys remember that in Gen 1.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I
Unfortunately,
lost to him in the
I'm old, yes.
first battle. Yeah, we are all older here, I think, right?
I'm Dan.
I lost that first battle, and then I cried and gave my Game Boy Color to my mum to beat Gary for me. And then after that, I went on to actually... Okay, I got stuck again at that part. You know, when you got to get like the tea or the water or whatever to get past that guard into, is it like Saffron City or something? Is it
Oh,
Saffron?
yeah. Didn't someone need like a bowl of water or something?
Yeah, you have to get someone a tea or water or something.
Yeah.
And I got stuck there. I got through Rock Tunnel all right without flash and stuff as a 4-year-old, so that was pretty good. And I got
Damn.
stuck there again. Got past there. Then I got stuck again because I didn't know how to get strength because you had to get the gold teeth in the Safari Zone. And then my uncle helped me with that as well. But then after that, I went on, worked out the rest of the game myself, caught Mewtwo as a 4-year-old under my sheets with the magnifying glass on with, you know, like that. You know how you have like the light onto your Game Boy Color? That thing was like a combination of like a magnifying glass and
Yeah,
like the
that
light
hideous addition.
Yeah, my dad used to like come in and like scream at me like, get off, like go to sleep. It'd be like midnight and I'm just trying to catch Mewtwo or whatever.
So when you were playing,
And then-
when you were running around in the wilderness, dying in RuneScape, and your mum was yelling at you, why didn't you just hand her the controller and she could do it for you, like she beat Gary for
I
it?
don't trust her. She's not going to be able to survive. She doesn't know what a lobster is. She wouldn't know how to eat it.
Mum, you're wasting ticks. Stop.
No, I'm actually impressed that you know what a tick is. Like, what?
I've played it before. Come on.
Okay, yeah, but you've played more than just playing it if you know what a tick is. That's like some next level stuff.
Welcome to O2 Drop for Autism Podcast.
That's us.
After that, though, I stopped playing for a bit and I started like doing all the stuff that the cool kids do in like kindergarten and year 1. You know how you collect like your Dragon Ball Z Tarzos and trade them and Pokemon cards and
Damn.
stuff like that. I did all that.
Yeah.
And then I kind of forgot about it. And then I went over to my cousin's house and then he's like, oh, I'm stuck on this part in Pokemon. I'm like, oh, I don't play that anymore. He's like, can you have a go at it for me? I'm like, yeah, okay. So I have a go. It's that part in Gold and Silver where you got to like, you know, when you got to like click the Farfetch and it like goes around the forest to get cut.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys remember
You chase
that.
it and it like keeps running away from you.
Yeah. He didn't know how to like chase it properly. So I chased it for him and got him cut. And I was like, damn, this game's good. And then I got that. And then we got addicted and we started doing the cloning glitch together and we got obsessed with Marchamp because we liked the cross chop animation. So we were like doing the cloning glitch, trying to like get infinite rare candies to get a level 100 Marchand with cross chop. I don't know why we're obsessed with cross chop. And then after that, I've been hooked ever since. I was probably like 7 or something at the time.
Jesus.
And then after that, I got to probably 9 years old, I would say. Got Ruby and Sapphire for Christmas when they came out. And I'm sitting on my friend's veranda and we're like shiny hunting on that. He got like a shiny Duskull. and he nicknamed it Bob, which I still have that shiny Duskull from when I was 9 years
Damn.
old. I've transferred it through all the games. It's still called Bob, and it's still on
Bob
my
the
game.
shiny Duskull. It's Pete.
Yeah. And then my nana came over to my house. She's like, "What are you playing?" And I'm like, "Pokemon." And she's like a Poke Machine addict at the time. She's like, "Is that like Poke Machines?" I'm like, "No, but there's Poke Machines in the game." And then I'm like, and then she's like, "Oh, all right, can I have a go at that?" So she starts playing the Poke Machines on the game, and then like outside, and then she goes and buys the game purely because of the Poke Machines in the game.
Oh my god.
And then like guessing, you know how you have to get to like the third gym before you can use the Poke Machines and like Ruby and Sapphire? Yeah. So she just got addicted to the rest of the game. She's like, "Shit, the game's actually like better outside of Poke Machines." And then she just kept playing on. I'm not even joking. She got 999 hours and 59 minutes playtime in her first game, and a lot of games after that as well. Full on addicted. Like I'll leave. Oh, every time she'd come over to like spend time with the family on a Sunday, I would just play Pokemon with her and trade Pokemon, and she would show me like the shinies she found and stuff like that.
Maybe the
when I
skill's
couldn't
genetic.
be bothered,
Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
CP has she got?
oh yeah, no, tried to get into VGC, but she was more of a casual player. Unfortunately, she just liked shiny hunts
1,000
and stuff
hours
like
in Ruby and Sapphire. Casual player.
that. Yeah. But
Incredible.
yeah, after that, I'm trying to think what the route went up. Oh yeah, and then I went to some. I swear I stopped playing for like half a year or something like that. And then I went on some family camping trip with the same cousin that showed me like what is it, Gold and Silver, and then he had Pokemon Emerald, and I'm like, the heck is this game like in the? He was like, you know, the Battle Frontier with like the battle park and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was like the future. I thought you get like time travel to the future. I'm like, oh my god, you in the future? And he's getting pissed off. He's like, stop calling it the future. And I was like, full excited about the Battle Frontier. So I went home and bought that. Oh my, that was a fun grind getting all the symbols. I got all the gold symbols on that. And then I got Pokemon Diamond and Pearl in America. We traveled around America in an RV 3 months before release in Australia. So me, my sister, both had it. And then we brought it home to my two best friends. So us four had it. And all the rest of like my year group in primary school were so jealous that we were playing Diamond and Pearl and it's not even out in Australia yet. And after that, you know how it kind of became kind of lame to play Pokemon when you're in like early high school?
It
Like
did,
you get kind
yeah.
of bullied for it a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably stopped for like till I was in like year 9 or something, I think, when Black and White came out. Played that for a bit. I can't believe I can remember this whole story so well. Like, the whole transitions. Like I didn't rehearse any of this, by the way. Like I just remember. So I played Black and White whenever that came out. Maybe it would have like year 9 or 10 or something like that, I would say. Played that for a bit. I didn't like Gen 5 as much as all the previous ones. I thought Gen 5 was kind of dud in comparison. Like it was all right, but like I don't know.
I think it was
Gen
the
4 and
high
3.
level evolutions made it real tough.
Yeah.
I
The
liked it.
Hydreigon at 64.
Yeah. And everything else. Wasn't Volcarona like 58 or something as well? Something crazy.
Yeah, but
like
you
that.
just catch that as a Volcarona, don't you? In that temple or whatever.
Yeah, you can.
You
Something
can,
like that.
if you're good enough.
Yeah. And then after
I don't
that,
think I was.
Pokemon became kind of cool in my year group, and I told like Pokemon Showdown had just come out, and I won some random battle tournament. And they gave me global voice for winning the random battle tournament. Like straight away. I don't have it anymore because they deleted both like global voices that were undeserved. But I did have global voice
Yes.
when Showdown first came out for winning a random battle thing. And then like I got my whole year group obsessed with Pokemon. It was like the cool kid thing to do. Like we'd be like in chemistry class and you'd be looking forward and someone's playing Pokemon Showdown, like, oh, battle me. Or like you just like I'm not even joking, like nearly the whole year group played Pokemon Showdown and just random battles to each other.
Jeez.
So I went on,
Oh,
did
yeah.
that. X and Y came out. I played 120 hours of X and Y during the HSE from the day the HSE started when it finished. So that was really stupid of me, but that's autism. And then I would say, okay, so Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came. Oh no, I started competitive during X and Y BGC. So after I did like a few random battles, I got into like OU and stuff. I would say I would have been like 17 or something like that. And I played OU for maybe 2 2 or 3 years, I would say. I topped the ladder. I got 2,056 elo, and I think it was 96 GXE. I posted a thread. I don't know if we can find it. You could probably find it, but oh my god, my computer's just hibernated itself. But yeah, I topped the ladder with Flail Substitute Mega Pincer. It was pretty cool because you could like sub on Will-O-Wisp Mew and like the stall teams. They can't use like the unaware Pokemon because you're not Swords Dancing up using a high base power move. So I had sub Flail return like both on the Mega Pincer. And I had like Empoleon with like Stealth Rock and Roar and stuff. I had like both of the things. It was the X and Y days. And then I stumbled across Cybertron on YouTube and I'm like, who is this monkey playing bloody double battles? Like, he must be a huge noob. Doesn't even play by the Smogon rules. I actually thought anyone who played that, I'm just like, this is for the biggest noobs. And I was like, how do I play this? So then I was like, okay, there's actually a regional coming up in my area. I found like my first regional was Sydney Regional, and I brought the stupidest team. Like, this was closed team sheet days. This was
Just for a
BGC
change.
2015.
Just for a change, you bought a stupid team. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this was really dumb though. So I had natural gift, ground, apricot berry, Talon Flame, so I could nuke Heatran with it. Well, it's like Porygon 2, Mega Kangaskhan, apricot berry, Talon Flame. I can't remember what the rest of the team was. Like, I don't know, some other stuff, but the apricot was the stupidest part. I bubbled top cut. I went 6-3 at my first event, and the last round I burst. I don't know if you guys have heard of Roland Walker. Have you guys heard of that dude?
Sounds familiar-ish.
No.
But I wouldn't be able to pick him out in a lineup.
He had a YouTube called like Lumario, I think was his name.
No, doesn't.
I don't think he's in the scene anymore. But I played him, and I remember every skull burnt me, and he double froze me with Ice Beam in the set, and I didn't cut because of that in my first event. Oh, that's the biggest bullshit again. Like, things just don't change after that. And then I remember, like, the event organizers, they're like, oh, tough luck, but are you going to come to national championships? And I was like, who gets on a plane to play Pokemon? Like, how stupid do you have to be? And then me and my friend were like, let's do it. And then we just did it anyway. We stayed in like some youth hostel. I remember it was just me, him, and some other random dude. And I swear I like let out the biggest fart in the night. And I just heard him like react like, oh, to it. And we just like pissing ourselves in the youth hostel that night or whatever. I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah. That first national championships, I burst up. Okay, this pissed me off so much. I think it was round 5. I used Heatran's Scrafty Mega Gardevoir. I don't know if you remember Enamungus. I don't know if you remember that kind of team comp from 15, maybe.
I remember Scrafty back in the day.
I don't know if you played in 15.
15.
Yeah, so I used that.
Chalk was 16, wasn't it?
Yeah. 16 was the chalk.
No, 16 was Big 6. 15 was chalk.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I do remember that now.
Yeah, I led Heatran Gardevoir. He leads Mega Mawile plus something else. I can't remember what it was. But whatever it wasn't threatening me. He just stays in Megazy's Mawile in front of my overheat Heatran. I miss and he Iron Heads my Mega Gardevoir. Game 2. So I just lose on the spot from that. Game 2. He leads Mega Mawile. I lead Heatran. I overheat, I miss, and he Iron Heads my Gardevoir game 2. And I was like, what are you hoping for? He goes, I knew you would miss. I'm like, how did you play on? That pissed me off so much.
In his defense, though, every time I've like known you now since a big regional, you're always like, oh yeah, like I only didn't like make top cut because this Origin Pulse missed twice, and like it's always do you never learn your lesson with these not accurate moves?
I know.
If it's not 100, it's 50.
Yeah.
I had to run overheat on Heatran though. I changed it the last second before that event because I couldn't one-shot Aegislash, and Aegislash was pretty big at the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I miss Aegislash.
It was just a necessary evil. It's like not running Draco Meteor on Miraidon. You can't do that. Like you have to run it. But so after that, I'm already on tilt because that guy said that that was a good play to me. And then the next opponent, he leads Politoed Ludicolo. I lead Gardevoir and Moongus. Turn 1, he goes Ice Beam, gets the double freeze turn 1. I'm like, why would you not scald my Gardevoir and stab Rain Boosted? And he goes, I was going for the freeze. I'm like, are you?
That's good. That's
Like,
got to be
what?
troll. That's got to be
What kind of
trolling.
game plan?
That's got to be
I just
trolling.
had 2 people back to back tell me they're going for a 10% chance from turn 1, and they get it. And I was like, why did I just traveled interstate?
You
to
flew
have
up to
people,
Melbourne for
oh my
this.
god!
Yeah,
Yeah, but that
I
same
would have
year-
dropped after that.
Oh, I think I got 1 win short of cutting as well, which that's yeah. But it's so I'm always 1 win. I think I've never went negative at an event yet, even to this day. And I've played since 15, so that's pretty good, I suppose. But it's annoying because
before we keep going with
it's
your
always
competitive street like history, I want to know. We'll get to the puff piece question still. What is your favorite Pokemon?
it used to be Empoleon back in the day.
It can
But
still be. This is not competitive
mine-
Pokemon. This is just like any Pokemon.
My favorite now is Annihilate. To be honest, that's my favorite now
Nice.
because I think it is just its design is so good, and
Yeah.
it's just like it looks like a Super Saiyan. Freaking
Exactly.
thing.
And he has the
And
best
it's so
name in
ridiculously
French.
good too.
I hate
Yeah,
playing against him.
what is his name in French?
Epitaph.
Ooh.
What is that?
I'm pretty sure epitaph is the little bit that they put on headstones that are like, loving
Oh, okay.
father, caring
Oh,
husband,
yeah.
Damn, that's deep.
hit by a car.
I would not
Yeah.
have known that, but thank you.
Yeah.
A Houndstone.
And then what about favorite competitive Pokemon?
Well, Empoleon has competitive, so no.
Now it does.
To be honest, the one that I'll tell you the one that everyone knows me by, and it's probably is. You wouldn't say that it's competitive because people usually see it as sucking competitively, but Grass Ghost is my favorite typing combination in the game,
Trevenant.
and I've
Delmice.
cut with both Gorgeist and with Trevenant. And Trevenant's probably my favorite, I would say.
Nice.
I love
Trevenant.
that both of those lines. They're great.
Yeah. I love Trevenant Shiny. I know it's polarizing for some people, but Trevenant
Oh,
Shiny
it's so
is
good.
It's
so
great,
good.
yeah.
Red and white.
For those that are wondering why we got some random bogan from Wollongong on the show, he does actually have some credentials. So let me just read off back in 2015 you didn't sort of top cut, but Brisbane Regionals 2016 you finished 5th. Then Sydney Regionals 2017 you finished 3rd. Brisbane Regionals
I was second for that.
you were 2nd.
You need to
Yeah.
update
Does it say
Victory
third?
Road.
Which
Is it Victory Road?
put a complaint into Victory Road. All right,
That was
second.
my Gorgeist team, right?
Well,
With
we'll
Mega Moore?
All right, tell us about their 2017 Sydney Regionals Gorgeist team.
No, it was 2016.
Oh, that was in Sydney Regionals. That wasn't on your record. I'm talking about 2017.
Yeah, well, I came second at Sydney Regional in 16.
Okay, second in the Sydney Regional 16, 3rd in Regional 17,
Yeah, I think so.
and 5th in Brisbane Regionals 2019. You came 52nd at OSIC Oceanic International Championships in 2020. 14th.
I just remember that 2019 team. That was so funny. I just went in with the stupidest meme team that I actually got. It was so
I'm
dumb.
noticing a trend here.
Yeah,
It was so bad. It was so bad.
Well, what was it?
Yeah.
What
I
was
had
it?
I had Z ally switch Oranguru. So I would Geomancy my Xerneas and I would Z ally switch. And Z ally switch, what it does is it's ally switch but gives you +2 speed. So when I had +2 speed Oranguru with the Geomancy, so I could have the +2 speed instruct and I could double dazzle and glimpse.
Doesn't sound that bad.
It was so dumb. It was just so dumb. Like it just looks so funny. Like you see the Oranguru charge up, like, oh no, what's that? And people don't even know what it does. They're like, shit, it's got +2 speed.
I wouldn't have if you'd asked me if you'd asked me before tonight what Z ally switch did, I wouldn't have been able to tell you.
No.
Jesus.
And I don't know if you remember, did you watch the World Championships for 2017?
Oh, maybe.
Probably not. I
don't know if
was
you
in my
saw Marcus
Smogon
get-
area. I was in my Smogon area.
I don't know
back
if you. Well, I built a team for Marcus Statter. I don't know if you've probably heard of Marcus. I built his team for the World Championships. He asked me like the morning of because he just couldn't get excited about anything, and I gave him like a Rain Dance Persian Alola with Gyarados, Lucario. It was and Slowking as well. It was like the most stupid looking team, and everyone's just popping off on stream. And everyone's like, okay, if you're using Daniel's team, you're going to get Daniel's luck. And he got frozen like 3 times on stream. It was so good.
They need to take freeze out of the game. It's so dumb.
It's so stupid.
I think the fact that it can
I think
be
we discussed that when I was...
is
Yeah,
terrible.
that's fucked.
Yeah. Bring in
we discussed it at your house. Like, yeah, Frostbite's good. I don't get why they didn't just stick with that.
Probably because they're separate development teams. So the team that did Legends Arceus didn't do Scarlet Violet. So maybe, though, with the feedback they've got, they might implement it in Gen 10. There's a good chance. I give it a good chance.
I think Sleep needs something done with it too.
Just a special attack.
Yeah, that's needed in the game, I think.
I also think, Sleep's too abusable, and I think Paralyze should be nerfed a bit more as well.
Paralyze is already pretty nerfed. Having said that, I did not make day 2 this year because my Vivillon was fully paralyzed twice.
I just think it should go back to just pure speed control. Make it a quarter speed, but make it so you don't randomly not move. It would just make it so much more competitive. Like, I think the quarter speed was good, and that also encourages like side T waves and stuff to counter Trick Room. And it's like a reliable counter to it.
True.
I don't know. I feel like that opens up more doors to interesting building as
it's
well.
1/4 at the moment, right?
It's half speed.
Half speed and 25% chance of paralysis? Or is it coin flip paralysis?
No,
that's
it's
so high.
25%
of paralysis.
Yeah. And confusion's 1/3 chance.
Yeah.
I swear it feels like it's more than 25 though. I swear they've coded it wrong.
Because you remember the times you're paralyzed and you don't remember the times you weren't paralyzed.
Yeah.
It's selective bias.
That is also correct.
So
that is also
2022, you're 14th at Melbourne. 2023, 20th in Sydney, 5th in Brisbane. 2024, you were 58th in Melbourne, 16th at Perth, and you finished 29th in the second Perth Regionals of 2024 in December. So I was looking at your record and I was like, I will go on a limb here and say, yes, you're not a regional champion, but I would think you would be in contention for Australia's most consistent player because
it's pretty good results.
If you look at every result since 2016, you look or 2017 or 2016 actually, and you see that you're consistently making day 2 at every regionals.
Well, I've never went negative, so I guess that's pretty good. I feel like most people have went negative at least once.
So sorry, Alistair Sando, if you're listening. But
did he go negative this year?
No, I don't think it's negative, but he either wins or
he had a tough run in Reg F, I think, locally and
I kind of
in some
Melbourne,
yeah.
I kind of didn't play for a while during COVID as well. I was full-time RuneScape addict, so I've only super got addicted to
there was
again,
only bullshit online events with you can use mythicals now.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And it was Dynamax
Series 13 or whatever the fuck it was.
See, I thought you would thrive in Dynamax format because there was so many weakness policy memes you could have sunk your teeth into.
Yeah, true. That was so stupid. They should have made it you can't Dynamax while wearing a weakness policy, I reckon. That was just... that was ridiculous, I think. You just become
no
something
one's ever
that's...
going to abuse this.
Yeah. Just one-shot everything, boost your entire team, and be unkillable at the same time. It's what? How is that?
So do we...
I like how the meta kind of adapted to being a game of just leading Incineroar or Grimmsnarl. This is everyone's game plan at the end of the format was lead Incineroar or Grimmsnarl, set up screens and just parting shot cycle with screens and just stall out their Dynamax. So then you can use your Dynamax. And because if you attack someone while they're using their Dynamax, you're essentially killing 5 Pokemon instead of 4. So if you can stall out theirs before using yours, then you only have to kill 4 Pokemon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it is a double HP Pokemon, so it is essentially 5 Pokemon.
Yeah, true.
So it is quite a good plan to hold off till they've wasted theirs. Just a game of who wastes theirs first, I guess.
Yeah, I think there was a few at Worlds that year, right? Where you saw people bust out Dynamax in turn 11 or something. Because they were just like stalling.
No, I couldn't tell you because, again, I also didn't play that format. I thought it was dog shit.
I played a bit.
I played Series 12 and that was it. And that was like the in-person Perth regional.
That's right.
Yeah, I actually
Japanese
like-
team, eh?
No, I stole Cortex's team. Kurum White, Kalido, because that was funny. Speed swap your Kurum White and max icefall everything.
I still love Kieran.
Do you know what I brought to? You know what I brought to one of those Dynamax events? I brought Kieran Black. It was so. You know, I brought Kieran Black to 2 events, and I got 9th at one of them. A regional. I got 9th at a regional with Kieran Black.
Jesus
And I got-
Christ.
I think I got. It would have at least been top 32 with Kieran Black as well. So I think I'm the most successful Kieran Black player ever, maybe.
Kieran Black's strongest soldier.
Yeah, most successful soldier.
I'm the only person to ever believe in it.
I've already forgotten what your favorite competitive Pokemon was. Was it Gorgeist? Is that what you said?
Trevenant.
Gorgeist or Trevenant? It's a hard one.
The tie.
I
for
was thinking-
those competitive titans that they are.
I was thinking about Trevenant. I think I sent you the set for this format. It'd be kind of interesting. So you have the curse normally, so you can curse Zamazenta, force it off the field, bring in your Ditto, copy it. Did you know Ditto doesn't copy curse effect too? So you can curse them. It gets ally switch, so you can curse, ally switch, make it so you can copy the correct one and force them off the field with curse. And then bring in your Ditto, copy the Zamazenta boost, get +2, sweep the whole team with their own Zamazenta. And on top of that, you have Harvest Curse, and you can go into Terra Dark, resist Calyrex Shadow, get a defense boost, resist Calyrex Ice. They often run Terra Water. So you've got a defense boost, you can Woodhammer them with +1. It's like a bulk up boost essentially built in for free if you don't want to use it for utility as well. And then you've got Priority Sucker Punch as well.
Is this in your reg? Is this in your reg GT?
Yeah, this is my reg G builder.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so
I was
everyone.
running it with Koraidon because you get like the guaranteed harvest too, and then you can kill like Inzin and stuff, which is annoying because you don't want it to like knock off your berry.
If you're going to Brisbane regionals, everyone who's listening, now you know what to prepare for.
Yeah, ally switch curse Trevenant. Koraidon. Yeah,
Jank.
that's common though. You guys would already have been prepared for that.
You already know my calcs off my head. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we've got the puff piece questions out of the way.
Yeah. Let's get into Slowking for Worlds.
Well, I
Because
wanna
what
talk
the
about-
fuck?
Well, I want to talk about Perth Rangers real quick for beginning of 2024. It's when I first met you in real life, and I saw you break Megan Rattle. Do you want to tell us that story?
Yeah. Oh my god! I don't know if we can even expand on what happened there. We probably shouldn't expand on what
was
we
he
heard
the
was set up.
Burn from physics?
Yes.
Yes, he was.
Oh, that was so good. To be fair, I was kind of distracted a bit during the set, and I wasn't locked in. Let's just say that much. So. Definitely the game that I burnt her. She definitely should have won that.
Burnt
played
her
well,
with what?
but
Though?
it-
Be
but
more
it's real-
specific.
Yeah, I burnt her with safety goggles, Sandsear, Storm, Landorus T under her Chi and Power. Oh my! And that was the only way I could have won as well. And oh my god, was she mad?
You should have told her. That's what I was going for. That was my strategy.
Yeah, yeah.
My
Wait,
win con was a
that's more-
Sansear burn on my physical Lando.
That's more respectable than my opponents at Nationals. They went for a 10%. I went for a 20%. So, more respectable. That was so funny though. I won't say what was said about me for getting that burn, but you already know. I've told you the story.
And I've already told her you were sexist,
I'm like-
apparently.
Yeah, apparently I'm sexist for getting a burn. I only burn women. I wouldn't have burnt. The Sandsear wouldn't have burned if she was a guy.
Amungus the trans ally and Lando T the misogynist.
Which was
Like, how does that make me sexist? That's great.
I forget whether this was a Melbourne or Perth, but tell us the story about when you traded away your Cresselia.
the Cresselia heist.
Oh
of
the
my
Melbourne.
Cresselia
God.
heist of Melbourne. Yeah, tell us that story.
Oh, I was so pissed. I was arguing with the judge for like 15 minutes. I swear I was almost going to get kicked out of the
Oh yeah,
venue.
Mimi was furious. I remember.
What did you actually do?
Yeah,
Tell us from the start.
Oh, how do I even? So I got into a matchup. Okay, my crest was I put the wrong Terratype on it, so I put Fairy when it was meant to have Poison. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was meant to have Poison. And I had Fairy. That team, by the way, that I used for that event was so stupid, and I came up with it. Most of my teams I come up with on the plane because I got all the time on the plane, and I'm like, yeah, this will be good. And then I do like 10 practice games with it. Yeah. So my team, it was Overquill with T Spikes, Curse, and Barb Barrage, and Taunt, I think it was. I had Cress. I had Assault Vest, Don Dozo, with Taunt, Covert, Cloak, Nasty Plot, Tatsugiri. What else did I have? Do you remember what else? I think it was Raging Bolt and Half Flame or something as well. But yeah, AV Dozer, it's really stupid, but I made it basically to go good into. Do you remember that team with like Chi Yu, Glamora, Torn stuff, and you could just beat that very easily with it?
Oh yeah, that was the HO team Nick Khan was using, right? With like Wellspring and shit.
Yeah, that was really popular at the time. That's why I was like, how do I beat this? But it was really funny as well because you'd set T. Yeah, you'd set T spikes, and also Dozo could be used without Tatsugiri, just with Lunar Blessing and T spikes up and just stall people. And it was what else was it? Oh yeah, but also it was so slow that even you could get yourself boosted and get Trick Room up and then sweep in Trick Room with the boost with the Dozo with AV. It was pretty silly. But anyway, the whole point was my only ground resist on the team was what's him called? Crass. And my only speed control was Crass. And I was playing a team with Garchomp Tailwind. And I was like, shit, I need my Crass or I've lost. I managed to bring it to a game 3. So game 1, they're like, yeah, you have to like remove the Crass, I'm sorry, and stuff. And I was like, oh, can't I just rewrite it on the sheet? They're like, nah, you have to change it in game. I'm like, why not? It's the same outcome if I write it on the sheet. They're like, nah, you can't. I'm like, why not? And like, you can't. Why not?
You have to lock your team in
arguing.
by 7 a.m.
Yeah, they were getting so pissed at me. Like, I'm surprised I didn't get kicked out of the venue. But anyway, I was like, I didn't have the, what's it called? The is it Dynam?
Terra Shards.
What is it? Terra Shards, yeah.
Terra Shards,
I those to be able to change the Terra type. So the guy next to me, he's like, oh yeah, I'll change this Terra type for you. So okay, sounds good. Do you want to just trade on wireless? And he's like, oh, we might as well just plug it into the docks, and that's more reliable, whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever you say. We put it in, and then we're like, oh, what code should we use? And then we're just like, no, I don't know why, because I just said 1, which is really stupid, because 1's going to be intercepted very easily. So we both just put the number 1 in, and then I'm trading, and then I receive a Mimikyu, and I'm just like, did you just trade me a Mimikyu? And he's like, no. I'm like, you're joking, huh? I'm like, shit, I'm just giving my crest to some random. So I lost my crest for that set. I thought I could have had it by like game 2 to have a chance against the dude. I somehow managed to win game 2 and bring it to a game 3, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how. But yeah, after that, I had Masto just find me another crest for the rest of the day, luckily, with the same spread and whatnot. I don't know if I had the same attack IV. I might have been a bit naughty, but you know. But I never got swaggered and foul played, so that wouldn't have ever been relevant. But yeah, the whole story, like, it's so messed up. The fact that we searched the exact time. But to be fair, I'm stupid for asking for the number 1, but he's also silly for telling us to connect to the thing in the first place.
Connect to the
I remember hearing this.
He felt so bad. Like, he was coming up to me throughout the day. He's like, I'm so sorry, I lost your crest. I'm like, it's all right. I'm the one who's told you to put 1 in. Like,
See, I didn't realize it was you because I was at that regionals and I just heard the story going around the room. Like, some guy just traded away his crest mid-event to some random guy. I was like, who the fuck would do that?
Right, X3 as well at that event.
You what? Sorry,
I think I went X3. So I think I would have actually cut if I didn't trade my crest away.
You just should have done what Joel Howe did at the last O-Kick, where he forgot to save his game after doing the Terra soup to one of his Pokemon, and then his game like just froze and died in the middle of O-Kick. So then he like opened up and his Pokemon didn't have poison terror. So mid O-Kick, like round 2 or something, he just starts doing terror raids to get poison shards. And his opponent is just like, what the fuck are you doing, cunt?
No chance I would do that.
They shouldn't.
As long as no one important's listening, I wouldn't do that. I would just gen it and risk it. That's what I would do. Screw that. I'm not freaking.
I don't even know
I'm
why
not taking the time to do that.
I don't know why Terra Shards are even like a resource. It should just be like an NPC you go talk to it. It's like, what Terra would you like your Pokemon to be? You know what I mean? Like, doesn't need to be
because they want to encourage people to do raids.
Whatever.
We should just have a showdown team builder in the game already by this point. Like, the type of people who care for competitive don't care for grinding.
I couldn't agree more.
Like,
There's been rumors of something like that.
Oh, surely, but at the same time, surely not.
I don't know. I don't work for Nintendo, unfortunately.
It's a coin flip, but surely we get it at some point. Just let us build whatever we want.
I think they're starting to care more about the competitive scene. Like, it goes to show even by like the type of Pokemon that were considered from this generation. Like, you look at how min-maxed everything is, like how everything is designed for doubles. Like, even look like the Ruin Pokemon and how good their abilities are and like how much creativity you can get out of those. The Dondozo interaction, like
Terrapagos as well.
Yeah, like you can see that they have the competitive scene a lot in mind. I think they taken it a little bit too far with the min-maxing. Like, if you look at Fluttermane, 55 attack and then everything else, and then like the best typing.
I'm in the team builder myself, Reg G, at the moment, trying to will myself to play, even though I'm probably not going to Worlds this year. I'm going to say some miracle we get a 3rd region or I can win that. Yeah. Because I'm not going to Brisbane. I'm in Japan, unfortunately. Fortunately and unfortunately. But I just like fucking Miraidon. Like, even I'll switch in something that's like just neutral to electric damage, and it just gets one.
Yeah, you have to resist it or you're dead.
I think its multipliers on electric moves are like 7.8 or something.
That's stupid. Yeah.
If it's got like choice
terrain,
specs, terra, terrain, it's
electric.
Yeah, that is so many multipliers.
It's like 7.8 base power.
It's ridiculous,
or something like that. It's crazy.
It's basically, I swear, it gets to the point where it's almost like being +6 with nasty plot, just with a normal attack, like just straight off the bat.
I think it's that. Yeah, it's beyond that. Yeah, for sure.
That is so dumb.
Yeah, watching what Incineroar died with Volt Switch is
it's
both
crazy.
Amazing and like sad at the same time.
Because like Terra is X2, Specs is plus 50.
1.5.
So that's 3. And then terrain is 50% again, so that's 4.5. And then it's...
Is terrain nerfed to 1.3 now? I thought terrain was nerfed to 1.3.
Yeah, it's 1.3 now.
Okay, so it's it's 3.9.
And then the Terra...
And then the Hadron thing for another 33% boost, so it's up to like 5.2 or something like that. Like, it's...
And then Helping Hand.
Helping hand from a whims.
And then like Power Spot. Stonejourner's there too.
Stonejourner, Helping Hand, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I actually wish so much that Weezing had Helping Hand. That would be so good.
There's so many. If I could somehow get employed by Nintendo, if you're listening, Pokemon Company International, hire me. There's so many things I would make. A Rangaroo should get Follow Me, I reckon. And I reckon the Politoed line or the poly line in general needs fake out. It's got little gloves, you know. He can do a little fake out. Let's give Politoed a niche over Pelipper.
Oh yes.
So that's Melbourne. Now you can talk about Worlds, because all I remember from Worlds, apart from watching you do so well with a jank team, is that I remember you had no team like the day before Worlds, and you were just constantly messaging me like, "Do you have one of these? Do you have one of these? Do you have like a 0 speed, a 0 IV one of these?" And I'm like, dude, like,
I'm not going to use Terrapagos.
You're getting on the fucking plane to Worlds like in 5 minutes.
And we were getting the updates via Chris in the podcast group chat, and it was.
I remember I was on the beach. You know that tall guy, Matt, in the community? He's like 6'8" or something. I don't know if you've seen that. Dude.
Oh yeah.
I remember he came up to me when he was on the beach. He's like, "Oh, you got your team sorted?" I'm just like, I've got no idea what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm just like lying on the beach, relaxed, just kind of meditating ideas into my head. I think I was on like no time too. I'm like, it's going to come to me tonight. We're going to do it.
Well,
We're going to get something.
For those unfamiliar with your World's 2024 legacy, let me just quickly read off what your team was. Rocky Helmet in DD Female, Loaded Dice Baxcalibur, Terra Water Choice Scarf Kyogre, Terra Grass Grass Knot Life Orb Slowking, Focus Sash Shed Tail Smeargle, and Terra Normal Explosion Physically Offensive AV Galarian Wheezing.
That's right.
So,
Oh my god.
The explosion.
Two of my losses were to missing attacks though, but that's my own fault for running Origin Pulse, Gunk Shot, and what a play rough.
I
Oh
believe
my-
in Gunk Shot. Gunk Shot's been good to me over the years. The rest of them not so much.
It wasn't good to me during the day.
All right, tell us. Okay, so
I'm
why
sorry I
this
missed
team?
more than it.
You're a serial wheezing offender, so I understand that. But like, what was the thought process behind this mess?
The idea was, like the Calyrex, like the Calyrex balance teams, how they were kind of popular at the time.
Is this Ice Rider or Shadow Rider?
For both, to be fair. So wait, let me just look at the team and let me remember why I did everything that I did.
I know you told me at the time when you were spitballing, you specifically needed, because you were originally going with Slow Bro, you changed it to Slow King because you needed the Grass Knot to KO Terra Water Cali Ice Rider. Like you needed that Grass Knot specifically.
No, it was because I needed the special defense because there was a matchup that I had to bring Slowking with like Tailwind, because you know how there was like multiple versions of Calyrex Shadow? There was like balanced Calyrex Shadow with like Rillaboom, Incin, Cali Shadow, maybe Smeargle and stuff. But then there was also like hyper offense Calyrex Shadows with Tornadus, or there was like a mid balance with like Clefairy, Cali Shadow, and Tailwind. It was like usually one of the three of those, right?
Yep.
So I need to cover for all those. So there was some where I needed to bring Trek Room as well if it was like a HO Cali Shadow team too. So I needed to have my Slowking be able to live a +2. I think it lived +2 Life Orb Astral Barrage or Spell Tag. It was one of the two of them. But Slowbro couldn't do that whilst also having like the offensive capabilities that I needed it to have simultaneously.
I'm going to assume it was
So I'm
Terra.
trying
It was Terra in this scenario, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to go Terra Grass if I did that. But I'm trying. Oh, yeah. And the Wheezing had Assurance as well to hit Cali. So it had the AV, so it could survive the hit at +2 as well. You could Assurance them. And if they go Terra Fairy, which they often were, you could Gunk Shot them. So I had that too. And once you set the Psychic Terrain, they can never remove Psychic Terrain once Wheezing gets in the field. So you can just spam Expanding Force for free. Incineroar dies to a Scald in the rain. So it's just, they can never remove the terrain. They can never stop the Scythe spam. So
Jesus.
it was also really good in like, the team that won the World Championships, the Miraidon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played that. You know how people usually think, oh, you got Kyogre, you're weak to Miraidon.
Yeah.
I played that exact team that won World Championships 5 times at Worlds, that exact team 5 times, and I only lost to it once out of 5.
Jesus.
You think that's because your attack missed?
No, because the guy was actually good, and it came down to a 50-50 at the end, and his Iron Hands, it was game 3, and he had to call if he heavy slams or drain punches my Wheezing, and I had a Terra left, Terra Normal, and he drain punched it when I Terra Normal.
Wasn't this the win and in last round of Swiss? So if he had read it wrong, you were going to the top cut.
Oh.
Yeah, I would have top cut if I got that right. It was game 3, and it was 50-50.
This is a hard read though, right? Because your Wheezing
Terra Normal
wasn't Terra at the time. So he read he read that you were going to go Terra Normal, and instead of and he clicked the fighting type attack.
Instead of heavy slamming, he drain punched it. Yeah,
that's a pretty big. That's a
Otherwise
huge read. I mean, you got to give it to him.
Yeah. I mean, it's 50-50, right? It's not.
But did you have any reason like to Terra? Were you going to do explosion or something, or just to resist the heavy slam?
No, because he could heavy slam me, I would have died if I didn't Terra. Yeah, but I only lost that one game to it, and he had to make a lot of calls, right? So you look at that team. I actually had a really good matchup into that team. I had like a set game plan what I would do. Like I would just lead Kyogre and DD, and then I don't think there was anything that they could possibly, because they can't lead Miraidon, right? If they lead it, then I get Psychic Terrain up because my DD is slower.
Yeah, and
my Kyogre outspeeds the rest of their entire team. So if they don't lead Miraidon, they can never get Electric Terrain up. And if they do lead it, they can never get Electric Terrain up. Yeah, so but if they lead anything but Miraidon, I just helping him Water Spout, take 2 kills, Terra Water Spout. If they lead it with Farigiraf, I just follow me, Terra Water Spout. It does half to Miraidon, so it's in range for the late game. And if they lead Whimsicott plus it and go for Tailwind, I just immediately swap in Wheezing with AV and go for Trick Room. And Wheezing in Trick Room with max defense, I can just follow me, play rough. If they Terra Fairy the Miraidon, I can just gunk shot it. I can 2-play rough the Iron Hands. I can gunk shot the Whimsicott. It's over for them. They can't do anything.
I think,
and even if they do manage to stall out the Trick Room, I've already chipped them with Water Spout, done half health to their Miraidon, and I was bringing in the end game, and it just wins. So it was a very free matchup for me. So that guy's lucky to have avoided me.
I think you must play much more. I'm struggling with Miraidon at the moment, and I'm running Koga. But like, even if you win the terrain turn 1 with Ndidi, because my team's got Koga and Ndidi, it's like their Miraidon still does a fuckload of damage in psychic terrain. It's still like. Nothing frail lives in front of it, even with, because like Specs, Electro Drift, or Volt Switch or whatever, even not in terrain, is still just so strong.
Yeah. But so what did I bring against them? I brought Ndidi, Kyogre, Wheezing, and Slowking. And that's what I brought. So say I switch it, say they led Miraidon, they could go for a Specs Draco Meteor and as a roll to KO my Ndidi, or they could double it with like Specs Draco and Moonblast if they led like hot Miraidon. And then I say I went for the Trick Room plus switch in Wheezing. Even if they take a KO onto my Ndidi and I switch Wheezing in, I've still got perma terrain control, and then they're out of position locked into a Draco at -2, and then Slowking just comes in the field and Trick Rooms, and then I just sweep them with Wheezing and Slowking instead. So they couldn't, you know what I mean? Like, even if they took the kill, they couldn't do anything about it.
Okay.
And so I had that
lucky.
game plan against
if you listen, Lucas Cerebelli, I know you're listening. Fan of the show, I'm sure. Yeah, you've been warned. Wait for the rematch this year.
Who use that team, like they laughed at team preview, like, oh yes, this is free. And then the moment like I did, because I had the flow chart worked out, because that was part of the reason that I built that team. Like I had that matchup in mind because it was popular at the time. And so they'll be like, oh yes, the Kyogre, I've got my right on. This is a free win or whatever. And then after like turn 2 or 3, when I've got a Wheezing in Trick Room and they can never get terrain control, and the Wheezing's just killing everything. They're just like, shit, I don't like this matchup anymore. Like, it's like at 90% not in their favor.
What were you trying to the Shed Tail Smeagol? Smeagol known for having a huge HP stat. Not particularly fast.
Huge defenses.
Yeah, and like you were running Focus Sash Smeagol with Shed Tail. Like, what was that for? And did you ever actually pull it off?
I did. There was a game where I swept someone's entire team with Calyrex Shadow Balance behind a sub Kyogre. And the idea was, those teams with Calyrex Shadow plus Clefairy, Rillaboom, Instant stuff?
Yep.
The idea is, so if I had min speed in DD, I'm pretty sure it was. So unless they're min speed Rillaboom, it's a tie if I get my terrain up or not. If I can Shed Tail back into the Pokemon, then obviously I can force terrain control. So there's that option. But on top of that, I can follow me, Shed Tail. I got Rocky Helmet and Dido, so if they lead Urshifu. If they lead Calyrex, they can't hit me with Spread. It's just a free Shed Tail. If they lead Urshifu, they chip it and put it in Water Spout range on my Rocky Helmet on my DD. And if they lead Smeagol, I can just Terra Grass, follow me, Shed Tail into Kyogre. And once I do that, and I get Kyogre behind a sub, and then bring in Wheezing, I Terra Water Spout. They can't cycle fake outs. They can't use Friend Guard. They can't fake out. Even if they get terrain control, they can't fake out Kyogre. They can't Grassy Glide it. They can't do anything. It's a Kyogre behind a sub. If they got speed control and they want to go for like a late game Tailwind after setting up with Clefairy, they can't even Tailwind because Wheezing's on the field stopping Tailwind. So all I have to do is follow me, Shed Tail into Kyogre, bring Wheezing in, Terra Water Spout, and it just kills everything. There's nothing they can do.
So basically,
it was designed.
Your strategy of your building teams is just don't let the opponent play the game.
I like that.
And then you just win by default.
Perfect control strategy.
Like I look at what teams are popular, and I'm just thinking, how can I develop like a line into this that they can't do anything, basically? So then like I don't have to play the game. Like they have to play the game on the spot. They've got no experience with the matchup. I've already prepared specifically for their team, and I know exactly what I'm going to do into them because they're using a team that's already been used before. Yeah. That's the advantage of this, I feel like.
No, I get.
I know exactly my lines into that. Yeah.
What year was Rin Your Sun? Was that 2020 or 2020?
2 and 3.
2020. So
I didn't really play that much.
2020, yeah, it was like Series 12.
because I was running Wheezing then, and it was because it just like hard beat Rin Your Sun, and I was like amazing, and then I got talked out of it the night before regionals and dropped Wheezing from the team. And then the next day, I played nothing but Rin Your Sun, and we got destroyed. I was so salty.
You won't run into it that much.
That was the Flapple year where I brought Flapple to beat the Palkia Calyrex, the Palkia teams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good days.
The reason I had Slowking as well on the team was it was another Urshifu resist. As you can imagine, it resists both stabs other than U-turn, of course. And on top of that, for Kali Ice matchup, if they're forced to Terra from Kyogre to like a defensive Terra like water, then you can just grass knot them and they're dead. And you can expanding force them if they remove their resist with Terra as well. And you can Skull. So you remember that team with like Blood Moon and Kali Ice too? That was pretty popular.
Yeah.
With like Electabuzz and stuff like that. I don't know if you can
the tub takes one.
I don't remember who made it.
They
but
decorate Smeagol and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So I added the Terra Grass Slowking for answers to like Hyper Offense Tailwind teams, as well as an answer to those Trick Room Kali Ice teams, because it's a 3-hit KO onto Slowking, and anything they tear into, Slowking just kills it. It takes advantage of the Kyogre's Rain. You can one-shot Incin with Scald, which is a big answer to... if you think about it, the two main answers to Psy Spam are what? Rillaboom, Incin. They can turn off the terrain. One can be immune. So Incin, just dead to a Scald. And Rillaboom, I'm Terra Grass, so they can't really hit me. And they can't turn off my terrain because I have a Weezing. So I just spam Expanding Force anyway. And then if I don't want to go to that mode, that also gave me a Kyogre matchup too, because like you know how people are running Kyogre Hyper Offense Tailwind? I can just Trick Room up, grass knot their Kyogre with my Slowking as well. So that was also another option. I also had the Baxcalibur for another option into the balance teams with Kelly Shadow that also had Smeagol, because it was like if I could scale shot, kill the Smeagol, get the speed boost, and then bring in Kyogre. And you know how some of them were running Terra Grass Giga Drain? It was really good into like that matchup because I can at least like threaten it with a speed boosted thingo. And it was also a way to, because I didn't have good ways to break through Terrapago, so it was also a good way to have like just to like if I get an SD up, then I have enough offense to just overwhelm him anyway. And the Terra Poison in the Rain also gave me matchup against Koraidon, Floodamane stuff. You can imagine if I lead Kyogre plus Baxcalibur, I tell a Terra Poison up, go for a Scale Shot or an Icicle Spear, and I bring Weezing in. They can never get their Sun up. I'm immune. I resist, Collision Course. They can't Flare Blitz me because the Rain... Oh, they can, but it's not going to do much. Floodamane can't really hit me. I can just kill that through the Sash with Icicle Spear. So it was for the Koraidon matchup, Terrapagos matchup, and Calyrex Smeagol matchup was the Baxcalibur. Or I had the option with the Weezing Shed Tail option for that too. And then the Slowking was for Calyrex Ice Tailwind matchups as well. And then I told you my game plan against Miraidon.
I can't believe you got this many flowcharts sorted like the day before.
I thought of these flowcharts. What a combination while I was like at the beach, just like chilling, and a bit when I went back to the hotel room alone, just sitting on the floor, just on my phone. I didn't have a laptop. I was team building on my phone as well.
I'm jealous now that I don't have autism. This is what I'm missing.
When you can weaponize it, it's really good.
This team that you had at Worlds popped off on social media. Like all the Pokemon community were loving it. Seeing Slowking like day 2 on like
I love Slowking too. Like Slowbro is one of my favorites as well.
Did you have people sliding into your DMs? Did you get people reaching out to you after that?
Did you get some World's pussy is what Chris is asking.
Oh, well, not World's. World's
unfortunately,
pussy.
It didn't lead to any of that. But I got some fans, but we didn't get any vaginas from it, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Maybe next year. Maybe 2025 is the year that you get some poker
World
pussy.
Yeah.
World pussy.
But yeah, I think I'm trying to think of a single, like Terrapagos was probably Zamazenta was pretty bad for me. I had to run Hydro Pump on Kyogre for the Zamazenta matchup. So the only things I didn't want to run into was Zamazenta and Terrapagos, which weren't that popular at the time. Like I still had ways to beat them, but they're annoying.
Did you play? Did you have to play anyone? Did you play Michael Kelch or someone?
I played. I played one Terrapagos and one Zamazenta, and I lost to the Terrapagos because I double missed Gunk Shot
Oh, jeez.
onto their Ogerpon Hearthflame, and I lost to. Oh, I beat the Zamazenta though. So yeah,
Pog.
my 2 losses in day 1 were my first round for the first day was a loss. It was against Calyrex Ice Torkoal. In the end game, I've got my Wheezing at full health, AV, and what else was it? And my Kyogre on like 5 HP, and I have Rain on the field, so they can't get the boost on Fluttermane. Their Torkoal's in the rain. Okay, so think about this: if Origin Pulse lands on Torkoal and AV Wheezing in the rain with Gunk Shot is going to beat a Fluttermane 1-on-1, right?
Yes.
But
If it lands on Fluttermane, the Fluttermane was at half health as well. If it lands on Fluttermane, the Wheezing is with an AV in the rain is going to 1v1 the Torkoal as well. It didn't have Earth Power as well, I'm pretty sure. So I'm just like, I see the animation go off. I see the delay. You know the delay when you miss attacks? I'm like, that's all right. As long as it hits the other one. Miss, double miss, game 3, and then I lose. So that was my loss there. And then I lost my other loss to my bad matchup, which was Terrapagos, and then I missed Gunk Shot.
right.
And then, so one of the games I double missed Gunk Shot, and the other game that I lost to him, I don't know why I did this. This was a throw, but I thought it would be funny to go for helping. I thought, like, if he doesn't protect, I just win on the spot, and I went for Helping Hand Terra Normal Explosion for no reason. He doesn't protect. I don't know. I shouldn't have done it, but I did. I was just feeling it. It was stupid. Like, there was no need to go for that, and then I threw that one, so that's kind of my own fault.
Yeah, that
But
was
that
definitely
were my 2 losses in the day 1 Swiss, and then my day 2 losses was the one I described, the end game call with the heavy slam versus drain punch.
I would love
But
them
I
to,
think-
in Gen 10, make Origin Pulse and Precipice Blades 90% accurate. Buff it by 5%.
95, sure.
95?
Well, think about other box legendaries.
It should
and
be if
they-
Calyrex is a
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
hundreds
What it is.
now. Like all the legendaries being produced, their moves are 100% accurate.
True, but they don't get the rain boost. I mean, Groudon doesn't get a boost in weather, but yeah.
Groudon
All
doesn't
right,
get a
fair enough.
boost, yeah.
95. All right, I'm on board, Joel. You
Sure.
convinced me.
Give Precipice Blades 95 and keep Origin Pulse at 90.
Boo.
Because boo.
No.
No.
Well, it's like it's rain boosted. Whereas
ground-
Groudon
ground-
doesn't boost itself.
Ground offensively is so good, though. Like, water's not as good as ground offensively. Like, ground, I don't think you should give ground a buff. and not
True. I
water.
suppose water's like the better defensive type.
Okay. That was Worlds.
Mm.
Have you got anything else? Any other World
And
stories?
Slowking resists both Zamazenta stabs as well.
This
Get
is
burn
true.
on, pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I've tried Zamazenta.
What
It's a
you-
fraud. I say let's
It's good, but it is. Yeah, I don't know.
you need
There's a lot
you
more
need something.
thinking involved.
I think you need your restricted to have spread damage. I just don't think single target damage is. I know that Miraidon
Yeah.
doesn't, but Miraidon makes up for it by just being fucking ridiculous. But I think you need. I just
I
like
really like
Zamazenta.
Koraidon right now. Koraidon's my favorite restricted right now.
All right, we'll do a Reg G.
ridiculously good.
We're gonna do a Reg G cooking with you.
That just because it's enables a Trevenant, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes.
That cursed Trevenant's coming back. Okay, let's talk about Perth.
I actually will probably use Koraidon at Brisbane if I go, which I probably will go.
It's not very far away from you. I'm sure you can make it. Get a bus.
A hop, a skip,
Yeah.
and a jump.
Yeah. So Perth Regionals December. This is the Perth Regionals 2025 for those that are confused.
Inverted commas.
Yep. You once again had no fucking team. I pick you up from the airport. You've just bought a new computer that doesn't work. Take you
Oh my god!
take you to the bottle shop on the way to mine. You decide I go to the gin aisle because I'm gay. That's what I drink. I'm thinking, this broken cunt's going to come with like a carton of VB or something, or Emu Export or something.
Get some Bundy.
You wander over with a 1 litre bottle of Bailey's Irish cream liqueur. So then I have to go to
You're just thinking this guy's definitely not straight. He wanted an excuse to stay with me after he saw me buy the Baileys.
pretty much. And then I was like, yeah. And then we had to go to IGA to get a 2 litre thing of milk so you could have your little milk and Bailey's for your
Oh, that
cooking.
was so good.
The straightest drink before a regional.
He was so unwell though on day 2 after drinking it on the Saturday night. But so we get to mine. You've got this new laptop. It doesn't work. I have to.
I remember you messaging us.
be
You're
my
like,
dad.
I'm his parent.
I had to sign into Microsoft and register as his parent
That
or
was so
guardian
funny.
and give him permissions. And I I still get like I still get things like I can get like usage reports of like what you've been doing on your computer. Like you're like
showdown.
linked in my Microsoft family now,
Showdown and RuneScape.
Really?
and just lots of gay porn.
Do you actually?
No, well, I definitely have seen it come up at something because like I had to go into Microsoft myself, and like you're still linked as like as my child, as my dependent child.
So funny.
I haven't even touched that computer since I got home. I wonder if you can see my other usage.
I don't know. I'm not very good at computers. As I said, no autism, so I'm terrible at computers. But we get there, and then so you've had these brilliant schemes that you've been cooking up on the flight over on your phone because the computer wouldn't work. We barely went to bed that night. We were just like all night. Just I had a team crisis as well because I had no idea. Yeah, just sitting there in the kitchen on the couch, just like on Showdown. I was losing like every single game, panicking. You built some monstrosity, and you're like, just use this, mate. Just use this. I can't remember. Your team changed about 4 times that night, but I think you eventually settled on a choice scarf.
My team was so good that I came up.
You settled on choice scarf soak Pelipper.
That was so good.
Cooking.
So tell us about your Perth team.
That was actually so good into the meta. Like, I actually do not regret that team at all. I regret sleeping half an hour and like not performing as good day 2.
Well, I'd go to work the next day, and you just slept until like 11 o'clock the next day.
Yeah, but my team was so like, oh my! I need to describe to you. Wait, let me get up the pace for it.
Not
I don't know if you have it.
I don't just like you don't have like framed on my wall. Just Daniel Walker built this team in this house.
Yeah.
I know you were panicking because you don't have any in-game resources, so you had to. I remember your friend Mazdo, like Paul Amity, is his name, right?
Yeah.
Mazdo told you like, oh, like I can help you build your mons, but like do not ask me like after 8 o'clock on Friday night.
Yeah, I asked him after that.
It was like 11 o'clock, mate. I remember like getting ready for bed, and he was still making your Pokemon at 11 o'clock the night before regionals. He's such a legend for doing that.
I am still so addicted even after that regional. Like, I've just been in the Showdown builder for like the last month. It's so bad. It's so addicted.
Just pick one team and stick with it, so you don't have to keep building a team the night before.
It's so addictive, though. It's just so fun, like all the potential. I don't know.
All the
let me
advice we
describe
give
to you.
out on this podcast of what to do before regionals.
We don't listen to any of it.
And Dan's just like, actually.
If you want to do well, get no sleep and build it
So
the
the
morning
main-
of.
The main thing I wanted to counter was, do you remember the team that won the regional before Perth was like AV, Terra Water, Blood Moon, Dragonite, Scale Shot.
Fuck, I hate that
Gold Echo.
Dragonite.
The one
Yeah.
that won Perth? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's so lucky he avoided me again. Everyone wins. I counter team them. It's so bullshit. But I played that team, I think, 3 times during the day, and I won every single time, like ridiculously easily. Like they would like forfeit after like 3 turns.
You were packing
Let me
Wheezing
explain
again.
how it. Yeah, I did. I had Wheezing, Covert, Cloak, Substitute, Timid, Terror Electric, Stalwart, Caledon. It was Protect, Sub, Dragon, Pulse, Electroshock. At max speed, Timid, so you can outspeed Goldengo by 1 speed. I had Scarf, Timid, Pelipper, because it would outspeed Sneasler by, I think it was 3 speed or something. I think you hit 192, is it? 127 multiplied by 1.5.
Yeah, so you got the Scarf
What's that
Soak
equal?
plus Electro Shot meme. Yep.
Yeah, so I had Scarf Pelipper with that. I had Wheezing with Acid Spray, Wisp, and Gunk Shot, which seems counterintuitive because I have Acid Spray and then Gunk Shot. But it was because, do you remember that team with Volcarona, how they had Covert Cloak?
Yeah, you had weakness against
So if I
Volcarona.
can't Acid Spray them with Gunk, with the Covert Cloak, then I can just Gunk Shot them after they Terra Fairy. And they're going to Terra Fairy because I got a rain team. Like, they can't not. So I had that. To beat that. So I had Acid Spray with Terra, Blast, Ground, Porygon 2, so I could beat the Rain Mirror, because they can't ever get their Rain up. I can just Terra Blast, Ground their Caledon and if they terror it into like anything else, I just acid spray it and it's just going to die. So I did that. And then also, if I wanted to go with my own Archaludon against them, I could also sometimes soak their Archaludon and then electroshock their Archaludon if they already used their terror. And that was pretty funny too. And I also could outspeed the Basculegion if I switched my Weezing in, turn off its Swift Swim, and then electroshot it, and they can't even like swap it out or anything. So I had that too.
The best part of your team,
and then against like that.
In my opinion, the best part of your team was a Sinistra. The calm mind Sinistra with Machagotcha and was it Hex? Did you end up settling with Hex?
Oh, you get a card, yeah, Hex, because I had T spikes on the Weezing, didn't I?
But you were that Blood Moon team was so prevalent, and I remember you just like kept playing it on Showdown all night, and all you would do is just send Weezing and Sinistra in, and they physically can't do anything to you because they haven't got the mind's eye ability, so they can't hit you with the...
And Terra Ghost on Weezing, and you can't hit the Sinistra.
Yeah, because they've got Earth Power like resisted by Sinistra. So Sinistra just sits there and gets freeze Calm Minds. Then you
get a Calm Mind up, bringing the Stroke Polypa. Dead.
And then when you switch the Weezing out, I didn't know this. Like you taught me something that night. If you switch the Weezing out, it gets the hospitality boost healed before it switches out, which is fucking weird.
It's very weird.
Yeah, it's so good. And also the Porygon 2's download reactivates every time you swap Weezing in. So you had the Incineroar rotation with the thing, and you can keep boosted your Porygon 2 nonstop.
I'm not good enough to run spells like this. They're too much thinking.
But if you think about that matchup with Goldengo, Amoonguss, Dragonite, Sneasler and stuff, I could just lead what's he called? I could just lead Archaludon and Incineroar. I got Covert Cloak. They can't fake me out, get Tailwind up with Dragonite or anything like that. So let's say they led Goldengo or Amoonguss. I could just fake out, go for a sub. They could go for a Shadow Ball at worst. I can always just... If I get a free sub, it's just over instantly. If not, I can like Protect, Flare Blitz, the Amoonguss, whatever. They can't redirect me. I'm faster than Goldengo. And Terra Electric kills the Goldengo in one shot. So I can just swipe in Flipper, Terra Electric, Electro Shot. It's dead. They can't ever get a status condition on me, even if I'm not behind a sub, because I got Covert Cloak. And I also had the lead option, which was Polypa plus, Covert Cloak Archaludon. So let's say they lead Sneasler plus Dragonite. I could just Terra Ghost, Icy Wind, Electro Shot into their Sneasler straight away. It outspeeds the Sneasler. And then I can just get a free boost for free, break the multi-scale and start. And if they lead Blood Moon as well, I can just soak Electro Shot it because they were Terra Water. So if I soak them and they Terra, then they go Water and they're dead. And if they don't Terra, then they're dead because they get soaked. So I had that as well.
So why didn't you win regionals then? What happened? This team is obviously ingenious.
It was really good.
So why didn't you win?
Okay,
it's probably like 2.5 hours of sleep.
It was half an hour of sleep that night. But to be fair, I would have won the game that I lost, but I double missed Will-O-Wisp onto their Archaludon, and then I missed Machagotcha onto a 5% Incineroar with my boosted. So he only had Ursaluna. I can't remember what else left, but it was all stuff that couldn't kill my Archaludon. He only had Incineroar on 5% that could. And then I missed Machagotcha and it knocked me off and killed me in one shot. But it was going to sweep the rest of his team if he didn't avoid it. But to be fair, I could have played safer and not even let him get a chance to knock off and risk the best. So that was my half an hour of sleep.
You could have. You came home at about 5 a.m. in the morning. So I remember Saturday night. You had a really good win rate. What was your record after day one?
Oh, it was bad. It was like X2. So
so you were on the bubble from on there. Okay, but I remember we had the after party. It was a good turnout, and we had pre-drinks. And do you want to tell everyone what your karaoke songs of choice were? Think really bogan anthems. Like what were you singing?
Really, really masculine song choice. Yeah. I was drinking Baileys and I was singing Backstreet Boys.
It was like. Boy bands. You know what? I was living for it. I really enjoyed it. It was like 90s boy band anthems.
Fuck yes.
Hell yes.
Peak choice.
That was the best part about the whole trip, was just screaming Backstreet Boys in the kitchen, drinking Baileys.
And
Oh, you reckon? It was so good.
and then you went out and you drank cocktails and a bottle of red wine and several other things, and then you spent most of day 2 on the toilet in the convention centre.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually,
With their
God,
one
that-
ply
yeah.
toilet paper.
I won't describe exactly in detail what my poo looked like, but let's just say that it was green. We'll say that. We won't go into more detail, but
Yeah, we'll put
it
that
was
behind the
green,
paywall.
which- yeah. But yeah, that was my Perth experience. I reckon I probably would have cut at least if I didn't drink all night, but I don't regret that because that was fun. I don't know.
Best laid plans.
All right, so Reg G is back. Actually, first of all, did you enjoy Reg H?
Yeah, I thought that was one of the best. I think that was the best format so far ever.
Okay, ever. That's a huge call.
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
a massive call.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it too because
for
some of the
this
Pokemon
game,
I
yeah.
like were good.
I didn't enjoy
I
it,
think
but I've explained in a previous episode why.
Too many
I
things
wish
to
it could
prepare
run
for.
longer because I have
Too
more
many
ideas
things to
for it,
prepare
and I
for.
wish I
You've got too many ideas, all right? Now,
could.
but we're back to Reg G.
Why?
Did you when you said you've been in the team the last month, did you just pick up your Worlds team or have you gone start from scratch?
From scratch.
I had a few different ideas that I was going to, that I was considering for Worlds, and then I would lose to something stupid, and then I'd give up on it. So then I just pretty much gave up on everything before I built that Slowking stuff. So I had a few kind of ideas in mind still in the builder, and I've been refining those. Plus, I don't know if you guys get this, but when you guys are in the shower, do you guys ever just lie down in the shower and just think real deep Pokemon, meditate to yourself?
Like what part of the body's in
my
the
ideas.
what part of the body's in the water in this scenario?
I've just figured out that my son is autistic because that's
Because he
what
lays down the shower.
in the shower.
Are you lying? Is
Does he?
is your head under the water or
He's
what?
like, Dad, Trevor,
Oh, it's so
I
good.
figured it out.
Complete clarity of mind.
So where are you? Where is the water hitting you?
On the penis.
Right.
was about
So
to
it's
say
a, so it's a sex
Probably is a
thing.
little bit, though.
It's a sex thing.
Like-
Okay.
on the chest probably, or head, I would say.
Okay.
But,
I've never
yeah.
done that. I to be honest, if I lie down in the shower, I'm not convinced I'd be able to get back up.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Literally, there's no handrails in there. It'll be all over. They'll have to come looking for me days
I would
later.
say I wouldn't have. All of my best ideas have been with me lying down in the shower, just thinking to myself.
I'm gonna
I'm
try
not
it.
even joking. That
I'm gonna
So-
try it.
before I came up with the Slowking that night when I was sleeping, I came up with the backbone to that team, and I didn't even realize, but I accidentally showered for an entire hour that night. A whole hour I was in the shower for.
Wait,
And
is
the
this my
whole room
house?
was just dripping off the roof.
You piece of
No,
you
this
said
was-
the Slowking
this was at
team.
Worlds.
the
This
world.
is the world.
Okay, I was gonna say.
You would have known. You would have kicked me out if it was at your house. You'd have been like, "What are you doing?" Yeah, it was a whole hour. I think I even passed out because I was on I don't even know how much sleep that day. Probably 2 hours or something. Coming up with those ideas, and I'm just falling asleep, half meditating in the shower. Came up with the backbone. Went back to sleep in my bed after I did that in the shower, and then I just would wake up for a split second, put the idea on my phone so I wouldn't forget it.
Oh,
for
yes,
the morning.
you write these
And I'd
down.
go to sleep again. Yeah, I dreamed of certain aspects of the game. I would dream up bits of matchup. This is good into this part of Koraidon, Fluttermane.
So
They can't ever get the photosynthesis boost. So I don't know. I'll just have those thoughts in my. I could see. I could envision the scale shot hitting that Koraidon in my sleep.
all right, if you're listening, kids, you got to be working those showdown ladders in your sleep as well.
Yeah, no kidding.
Seems like just be horizontal. Laying down on the beach, laying down in your hotel room, laying down
Yeah,
in the shower. That's the truth.
yeah.
Apparently, I don't lay
Yeah, it
down
is.
enough
I
in
don't
my
know why.
life.
Maybe there's more blood flow to the brain if you're lying down. That
Yeah.
would make sense,
Yeah,
right?
maybe that's what it is.
Maybe you would
think it's
rather to
also
go
because-
upside down. Maximum blood to the
Yeah, if I'm
brain.
playing
Yeah.
upside down,
Ooh,
then
cooking.
Got to get into yoga and start doing some inversions and just watch that big
Yeah.
brain shit go off. This is
Yeah, I don't
the
know.
neurodivergent diff.
Joel, do you have any Reg G
I think
cooking?
it's just because
No. My
when you're in
plan for
a
Reg
peaceful
G
environment
is
like that.
Peace. Well, maybe you should just put on some soothing music or rainforest sounds or something, waterfall noises.
check out.
Cassiopeia
Yeah.
theme song.
I reckon that's overrated. That theme song. I know
How
in Perth
dare
it's
you.
huge.
No,
Get out of my house.
You got to
It's
get
my house.
you got to get into binaural beats at certain frequencies.
What the fuck? Okay, you can talk about this offline with me. All right, Dan. Joel's useless. Doesn't play the game. Right?
No,
Dan.
I mean my cooking, like, because we did the whole thing where we compared the early Reg G Japanese Miraidon to Luca Ceribelli's.
Yeah, and we all mocked you for this dumb comparison. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
Oh, Luke is so lucky you avoided it. He's so lucky.
We need to see we could do like an O2 drop exclusive showdown. Dan Walker versus Luca Ceribelli. Where we get video content.
Same teams.
I'm
the same teams too.
With the same teams. Yeah,
I'm
the same teams.
literally just going to start Reg G where I left off, which is with the Japanese Miraidon team.
Okay, that's boring.
Thank you.
Dan Baguli, to
That's
clarify
me,
which Dan.
the other one.
What's in the big cooking pot for you?
I stole.
Do I want to leak everything?
No, not you. I'm asking Dan
Oh,
Baguli.
the other Dan.
Sorry.
Or is the other Dan? Shit. Yeah, shit.
I'd been playing around a little bit with Terra Ground Zacian with Terra Blast and Reggie Drago. I think it's really funny together.
I like Reggie Drago until I don't. Like
This was an Andy La thing, wasn't it?
Oh, it's some other dude's team I stole from LA, but yeah, it's really funny.
That's it. That's all you've got in the team builder.
I mean, it's got the other stuff with it, but that like core is funny, and I like it.
Zacian,
that is pretty
Reggie
good.
Drago.
Yeah, Terra Ground, Terra Blast.
Fast Reggie?
I mean, yeah, it's not like a Trick Room variant.
Yeah,
it's Life Orb as well.
As fast as it can go.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you my cooking. Well, I think that's all right. I'm going to go cooking with your team for now because I know that Zacian plus Reggie Drago is a tried and trusted. You didn't invent that.
No.
He didn't claim to.
Yeah.
I legit said I stole it.
I stole this team.
I
made this.
You made
this.
The annoying thing about having a Pokemon podcast is actually having to pay attention and actually compete and do Pokemon stuff. So the first thing I did was I stole a team from the first time we had Reg G. I didn't really compete in those events. I took a bit of a break and played TCG during that time. But I had the Chris charge. So it was discharge.
I think you need to go see a doctor about that.
It was Miraidon with like discharge, and it had like Rage Powder Toad Squirrel next to it with like acid spray and stuff.
I made this.
Yeah. It's really, really good. And then
ability shield on the Miraidon?
No, because there's no wheezing there. It's a Toad Scroll next to it. I'm not doing wheezing Toad Scroll like Wolfie. I'm just doing Chris Smart Toad Scroll.
Because I've been using ability shield Miraidon with wheezing. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I can see. Oh my god,
that's wild.
I'm gonna go cooking. I'd like to see that happen.
Yeah, no kidding.
Then I decided, you know what?
And not getting locked in with choice specs that's a good play for Miraidon.
I had a moment of weakness. I decided that Zamazenta was kind of cool. I never liked either of the two dogs from Sword and Shield, but I thought Shield Dog it appealed to me. The body press +1, like stab fighting, all that crap, and you can play like a balanced team with it. So I thought I'm going to bring back my meme from years ago, where I'm going to set up. I'm going to do like protect the king. I like saying protect the queen. Protect the queen. My queen's Zamazenta. I'm going to set up with iron defense and for the body presses, and I'm going to set up Tailwind with Latias, and then Healing Wish out into Farigiraf in the back, and that's going to be there to like threaten Trick Room and stop priority and stuff. But then I'm going to ally switch with the Farigiraf and heal up the Zamazenta to full after it's been setting up. All right, that was what I wanted to do, and then I was like, how can I pull this off and make this good?
You can't.
The answer was I couldn't. But I tried so many variations of this. I tried like a sand version. I tried
I was gonna say, how do
Reggie
you say, how do I
Drago.
make this good, and you ended on Enamorous?
Because
How did that happen?
I ended up thinking, well, you know what? It also works with Reggie Drago from like my Zamazenta had heavy slam, right? So anything that was
So that Steel Fairy, okay.
Yeah. So I wanted a Steel Fairy Dragon Core, but I wanted a Tailwind user that also got Healing Wish. And Namorous gets Healing Wish. I was running the Overcoat Healing Wish like with Tailwind. Like I wanted this to work. It didn't work. In Reg G, the power creep's so high, the game's so quick, you can't do Healing Wish ally switch memes. I put it off like once out of like 10 battles, 12 matches or something. So then I said, okay, that's not going to work. I've had to abandon ship on that one. Now I'm running Kyogre. And yes, Origin Pulse does miss a bit, but I still think it's a valid strategy to have like a bulky Mystic Water Kyogre with Water Spat and Origin Pulse. So what I was like, how do I fix the accuracy problem? Gravity, obviously. Obviously.
Yeah.
So I've got Speed Booster Iron Crown with gravity. But it's also like, and it loves the rain because it's got a fire weakness. But it's also got expanding force and tachyon cutter. Tachyon cutter is a great 10 power answer.
I think Crown is so good, even right now. Just Tachyon Cutter is so good.
It's so good. And then I've got expanding force, and I've got Ndidi in the back to protect Koga from priority and get rid of, because Rillaboom's Koga's like biggest problem, that and Raging Bolt. But Ndidi gets rid of the grassy terrain, stops priority, grassy glide, stuff like that. So all of a sudden I've got a Psy Spam team with Rain, and I'm just going with it. And I've got like Wide Guard, like Focus Sash, Iron Valiant with Hypnosis.
Oh my god!
If I get Gravity up as well, I'm going to send this to Dan Walker, because I think he'll appreciate.
I think you will
this team, because it is cooking. I'm going to call it cooking. I'm undefeated.
I always appreciate an attempt at cooking.
An attempt.
I like how you quickly had to get that in before I talk. Oh, I defeated on shooting.
It is. I've won both matches that I've played with it. And one of them, the matches I won.
Cracked the meta.
And one of the matches, first of all, I'm on like 1,000.
Through whole games.
I'm on like, and the guy was running base Curum. So I don't know.
Again, that gives me extreme faith in the team.
It's so good. I can't remember what the rest of the team is now. Indeedy, Iron Crown, Zama's Kyogre. What does well in rain? We've got other stuff. Tornadus with Tailwind and Rain Dance and Blakewind Storm, obviously, because it's also a good Rillaboom out, and Taunt. And then I've got Lando Eye with Sludge Bomb, and it's got Sandsear Storm and Earth Power, because I want like to abuse the rain. So I've gone like it's pretty standard until you get to like the Gravity Hypnosis part of it, and then it kind of trails off into meme territory. But
who's your Hypnosis user? I think I missed that.
Iron Valiant.
Oh, yes.
Fast.
That's the Nino Pokebros thing that I came against in one of the grand challenges when I was running the Sliff.
Someone was running Hypnosis Iron Valiant.
Yeah, back in Reg F.
They usually run it with booster speed, but I've already got that on the Iron Crown. But I mean, if you look at Hypnosis users, I was like, hey, what can I abuse this gravity with? I should put something on the team with Sleep just to threaten at least. But there's like 4 good Hypnosis users in the game. There's like Bronzong, and then, there's like nothing really, really good. I wish they gave it to Iron Crown. That would have been good. I know there's not many good Hypnosis users.
I think there's not much point in setting up Gravity Hypnosis when you can lead Amoonguss Sableye and go Prankster Skill Swap and have Prankster Spore for the whole game. I think that's better.
Shit.
I actually was building a team around that recently.
Career with one duo. Look at that.
Well, I mean, but it's also it's also the gravity's also for Origin Pulse.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I guess. I need to tell you about what I was building the other day.
Was it Sableye Amoonguss?
It was Sableye Amoonguss, but the Sableye was Terra Grass, of course, like clay, and it had Skill Swap, Reflect, Light Screen, and I think Foul Play as well for an attacking move. And then I had guess what my Amoonguss's set was?
Spore and nothing else.
Protect, Spore, Grassy Terrain, and Sunny Day. That was his whole move set. It had Terra Dark, so protect from Prankster Taunt. And then guess what my partner was? Yeah, so then I can remove Psychic Terrain and I can remove Kyogre's Weather, and I'm always the slowest. I'm slower than every Dark type in the game, so I get the second priority. You know what I mean? I get the second priority Weather no matter what.
And we all know
and
that
then as you can imagine,
Amoonguss loves setting Sun for itself. Yeah.
No, but this is the good part. What counters Prankster Spore? Think what counters it?
Dark
Grass types?
Safety
and
goggles.
Dark types.
And safety goggles.
What restricted destroys both of those?
Koraidon.
Yep. And I can just keep setting the Sun super slow. They can't do anything. I had Bulk Up on the Koraidon as well. So you can just Prankster Spore, and I had Drain Punch as well. I had Bulk Up, Drain Punch, Koraidon next to Prankster Spore Amoonguss. And it was actually tearing up the ladder. Like, it was
That's
actually
really
pretty
funny.
So you won more than 2 matches?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, see,
Hang on,
I got that done.
I think I want this team for GC.
Yeah,
Yeah, that actually is so.
Post it in our Discord. You're in there to drop
Be
Discord.
paying
now.
attention. That's 4 of the months.
I don't want to play against it though.
Trevenant, Amoonguss, Sableye.
I do not want to play against it. It's scary.
Okay, what else have you? I'm sure you got more than that in the kitchen. What else have you?
Oh, I've got a ridiculous amount of dumb crap in here. I don't even know if you want to know. I was running I was running Flame Orb. I was running Flame Orb Terraphagos with Attack and Facade. It was mixed with Starstorm and Facade.
Hell yeah.
And I had Haze on GM Power as well.
Well, hang on, doesn't it have guts though, right? So doesn't it lose the attack from, or does
Nah.
But
You
Facade
still get the boost.
ignores the drop.
does it?
I'm pretty sure that's the wording of
Yeah.
it, right? Yeah.
I just had Protect, Calm Mind, Facade, and then I also had Lunar Blessing Crest on the team as well. So I could keep healing away the burn and restore it. Like similar, it was like an Ursa Luna, but it was a Terraphagos instead. I had that idea. Oh my! I got so much dumb crap in here. What? My bloody showdown's gonna crash. I got too many teams. Not tracking.
When you make a new team,
It's not
what
loading.
what untitled number is it?
Hang on,
only
hang-
834.
Oh, damn it. 834.
My laptop.
I wanted to guess.
Can someone? Can anyone beat
My
that?
laptop.
No, my new team is 180.
Mine's in the 200s.
Mine's 200s.
But
Yeah.
mine cookies got wiped a few years back, and I'm really sad about that because I
That's
had to.
tragic.
Yeah.
Actually, I
had to
got a
delete
new
them
work
all.
laptop. So my new work laptop is 2 or something.
You had to delete them all. Why? Because you had too much space in your team builder. Too much teams.
Dude has a
Yeah, I had too much space, and
Showdown cookies.
nothing was loading. So I had to, you know how you can save them all into a file, like a notepad, so you can
Yeah.
upload them whenever.
Yep.
I did that, so that had untitled, I think 2,100 or something in it. And then before that, I also saved it, and it had untitled 3,400. So I've had over like 6,000 in total.
Jesus.
Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
actually
it's pretty
noticed?
bad.
You have not said the word succulent once this whole recording,
Oh shit!
and I had to hear you
What am I
say
doing?
that every fucking.
You didn't
minute.
have Chinese.
No, it was like, this team is so succulent. Oh,
Succulent Chinese.
it was like, I don't know. You just decided that week that was going to be a word of the week, and now you've abandoned it, or
I think,
you
and I was just, and when I'm like tired, I just tend to repeat myself heaps because I'm just super monkey.
super autistic. Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, the tism fully comes out when I'm tired. I feel like so it's probably that.
Do you have any teams in your team builder for Reg G that's like a really weird restricted? Just give us one more that's like a weird restricted.
I feel like Flame Orb Terraphagos is pretty weird.
I've also been using Electric Seed, Tailwind, Body Press, Terra Fighting Dragonite next to Miraidon as well. I've been trying that.
Wait, didn't you have Electric Seed, Body Press, Urshifu?
Yeah, and I've also tried it with Wochien as well.
Oh, I love Wei-Chen.
Stupid.
Body press.
Yeah. And I've mainly been using Koraidon Psy Spam with Wheezing Porygon 2. I've also been using,
Koraidon
you know,
Hell yeah.
I've been using Coaching Scarf Annihilate onto Koraidon with Lunar Blessing Cress and Water Shuriken Smeagol. Use that a bit as well.
You
Blitz
love your
Score is
Scarf
something I've been
Water
using.
Shuriken Smeagol, don't you?
It's so good.
I am a fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to verse
You're a
Robert
what?
Whitehill in Melbourne, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Dan Walker made this team for me." I'm like, "Yeah, I could tell."
No, I didn't make the whole team, but he's just like, how can I improve it? And then I just like suggested a few things, and then he
And then just built the whole
took it upon
team.
himself to change those things.
You're just like, have you considered ketamine the night before a tournament? And
Weird
he's
way to
like,
say Bailey's and milk.
So good.
no, he's next level cooking.
yeah.
Oh my god, I almost used. This was my team that I was almost going to use at Perth. Sableye with Taunt, Light Screen, Reflect, Fair Play, next to a Grassy Seed Bronzong with Gyro Ball, Body Press, Skill Swap, and Trick Room. So I had the Skill Swap to take away the Dozo Unaware, so I could beat it with my R Bolivar. And then I had
that's right.
Bolivar,
You were
Terra
bringing up.
Fairy.
He legitimately was going to bring up Bolivar.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Skills.
This was the team. Sableye, Glamora, R. Bolivar, Magmortar, Bronzong, and Como. That's what my team was going to be before. That's what I would have written.
I'm sad we didn't see that.
Oh. You need to.
Yeah, so
I reckon
with
you should
the
start a
Bronzong-
Pokemon. You should start a YouTube Pokemon channel for sure. People would tune
yeah.
into these wild teams watching you wreck like top level players on the ladder.
Yeah, they probably would. I did start off one back in like 2017. There's a few videos of me. Like I made a team with Boyd and stuff, and I've done a collab with Barry Anderson as well. I've done one with him too. Back in the day, but I haven't uploaded anything since like 2017.
Oh, once you
give it a crack again.
Once you've been featured on this podcast, I'm sure your online career will take off
famous
again.
after this podcast. Yeah,
we only have like big names on this podcast.
Yeah, famous outside of the RuneScape sphere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So listen to how hard this wrecks Annihilate. So you set up like reflect light screen whatever with Sableye. Our Bolivar, it's immune to Rage Fist, so they can only go for Drain Punch into you. And if they Drain Punch you, it activates your Policy, and then you +2 activates Grassy Terrain as well. So you get Policy and Grassy Terrain and Giga Drain and just kill their Annihilate straight away with Giga Drain. Heal back to full. So I had the R Bolivar for that. And then also, I could Trick Room with Bronzong. It could follow me Trick Room like Magmortar, Bronzong, whatever. Bring in R Bolivar. Terra Fairy, side Gyro Ball my R Bolivar, because it does nothing because it's got no speed. It's like, and then it would activate the Seed Sower and the Grassy Terrain, kill something, and activate the Grassy Seed on the Bronzong for extra power body press as well. So that's pretty fun.
What the fuck?
So if you're struggling with Annihilate, the answer, weakness policy of Bolivar. Kids,
Yeah,
if you take one
actually
thing away
is.
from this podcast, that's the spice you take.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so that was something that I almost used at Perth. That would have been pretty funny. I think I'm happy with what I used. I just wish that I played better.
You should listen to our podcast about the tips that we give for big events.
What are the tips to use something good?
Go to sleep at a reasonable hour.
If you're not,
That would help.
Eat high protein
I've
food.
never done that yet, though.
douche. I suggested douche. You can see you don't have to sit in the toilet all of day too, like you did.
I don't think it would have helped him by the sounds of it.
No.
Yeah. I've never used one, but that would have looked so filth. Like, how bad is it using?
You don't
Like,
have to just throw the
feel
douche out
oh.
afterwards for that particular time.
Oh,
A douche, like skinny, like smaller than a turd. So like it's going in
really?
there. Like, maybe like a
master's bottle tip.
no. Okay, that was one time. Okay, let's not talk about that. I remember maybe a thick permanent marker kind of
A Sharpie.
one of those like whiteboard sort of like markers. Like that's the nozzle. That's the nozzle that goes in. And it's got holes up along the sides.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
but what's it feel like? Does it like spray water in, or what does
yeah,
it do?
yeah. You squeeze like the base of it, and it squirts the water through the holes in the nozzle.
I think,
Oh, does that feel weird when that happens though?
I think strictly speaking,
be
you
like it.
can't feel the inside.
You don't feel the water squirting out. You do feel like
Really?
you know it gets such a rapid absorption there. Like from like
Yeah.
when I do it, like I can already feel my bladder filling up as I do it. Like I need to pee like straight away.
Fuck Gatorade, douching. That's what you should do after a workout.
Hydrate.
Alright.
It's like
Douching.
pressures on your bladder as well.
Maybe next time you're lying in the shower under the faucet, you could just roll over and just see if you can get it
Yes,
out there.
Give it
and-
a shot.
yeah.
Maybe that would improve my team building skills. Just have a bit of a
It works for me. You know, I'm such a great, record.
I don't know if it does. You told me about what you're using, Healing Wish into Zama. I don't know what you would describe.
Zamazenta.
Ladius
But
is like,
you won 2 games with it, so it's
no,
cool.
I didn't win any games with that. That was at 012. I abandoned the.
Oh, yeah,
I abandoned.
Abandoned.
I won my games with my gravity rain. That's what I won my games with. That's what I'm now focusing my efforts on.
Nice.
Can we smash through the bug type reach out?
Jesus. We probably can.
All right.
Let's see how non-neurodivergent we can do this.
Dan,
Okay.
basically what we're going to do is you've picked bug. We are going to talk about real life interactions. So in real life,
Law accurate.
what sort of damage would bug Pokemon take from real life attacks? And it's defensively, so yeah. And then so it's at least bug's easy to define. It's when in the past we've done like dark or psychic, whatever. It's like, what's that? Are they is ghost real? Like all that sort of shit. So
Yeah. So bug is it's a bug.
it's a bug.
Basically. And
Bugs
then
aren't real.
what we're
They're surveillance drones by the government.
Oh fuck, here we go. It's already started.
so what is the damage that the other types are going to do to bug? And we should shout out that unfortunately we have missed the type rebuild for our last few guests. So
We have.
Dan is going to be only our 7th participant in the type chart rebuild, which means we're 2 off halfway once we do this.
I blame Jamie for him missing out because he just talked too much unhinged shit. Number 1 fan of the show, Jamie Hodge, who apparently couldn't even come to my New Year's Eve party.
His house was on fire.
We had no, don't give me that. His house is not on fire. The house down the street was on fire. That should not be an excuse. For those listening, there was an O2 Drop subscriber exclusive New Year's Eve party for close friends of the show, and didn't see you there, Jamie, or Jared for that matter. Jared Clappin, if you're listening,
He won't be. He'll be listening in March.
Hell yeah.
Ethan was sick. He's got an excuse.
Anyway, let us kick off. Normal versus bug. I think there's a strong argument for super effective damage against bug.
Yeah, I think bug should be super against normal.
But we're not doing it that way.
Wait, so bug as a defensive type.
We're doing the opposite.
So, like, if a cat walks up to a bug, it's gonna probably get fucked up. Like normal against bug.
I don't know. Okay, I was thinking just like normal's just like a normal guy, and like
Yeah, it can.
like a
That's
normal
true.
girl. She's like, oh shit, I don't want to deal with that bug. That's
People are
disgusting.
scared of
And then
bugs.
I can. That is a valid argument.
That is a valid argument. Okay, I'll take that argument
like-
and I'll say neutral.
I'm happy with neutral.
Okay, so bugs. If the normal person can get the courage to attack the bug, it'll take neutral damage.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
Yeah,
no,
I'm agreeing with
actually,
you.
normal is good against it because if the human attacks it, it's dead. You just crush it. So.
All right, it's super effective,
Yeah.
but it's a 50-50 shot to hit it. You know,
It would be a
Yeah.
really good build.
Yeah.
It's running.
Actually.
It's
It
running.
depends on your nature. Like if you're like a
You got to have brave
if
nature.
you're like a naive nature,
Yeah.
then if you're
You can't
brave
be-
nature,
That'd be such a good mechanic. Like
You
certain
can't be
natures, certain natures affect the accuracy of moves.
Actually, that would be
Yeah.
if
amazing.
you're naive, you run away from the bug.
It's either 0 or X2.
yeah.
Okay, so we're going super effective.
Super.
Okay,
Fire versus bug.
Super.
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 Yeah, it's got to be super.
Water versus
Although I
bug.
saw a video of a bug the other day that heats up some water in its tail to boiling point and shoots boiling water at things. So it literally uses scald.
That, okay,
So
that, that bug will be part fire type, so that's just where the neutral damage comes from. Just so I don't feel like an absolute monster. Did anybody else as a kid get a magnifying glass and
Yes.
burn bugs?
Yes.
Okay, I did that too.
And
You burn ants. That's not so weird.
Slaters or like
not pill bugs.
yeah, pill bugs and slaters. Yeah, they like burst and fry like really satisfying.
Yeah, well, they've got,
So, but you did do it though. So
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
the only
like
one.
crack-
Did you do it, Dan?
No, I had a friend who ate slaters though. And
I did not to bugs, but I did to ants.
That's a bug.
Is it?
Bloody hell!
I
You're not,
guess.
all bugs' lives matters.
except for ants, because
Except for
fuck
ants.
ants.
Is an ant a bug?
Yes.
I'm looking that up.
Oh my
It's
god.
an
I guess it
insect.
is. They got 6 legs there.
3 body parts and 6 legs.
yeah, Durant.
No, an ant is not a bug.
But
Ants are insects, but bugs are a general term for many different kinds
but
of insects.
we're assuming that
Ants are.
we're talking about Pokemon here, and insects are lumped into the bugs.
Yeah. Bug would be
AI says that
Oh fuck! Here we go.
an ant isn't a bug.
okay. Water versus
That means
bug.
that
Bugs are pretty
Immune.
This is actually hard because
Ooh,
I've seen
hot take.
some bugs
Nah.
drown, but some swim
people
and
throw
float.
bugs into the toilet and flush them down. That kills them.
I'm not. They just pop out in the sewer like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
There are
I mean,
bugs
there
that
is
live in the
argument
water.
They'll
like
drown, though.
fire ants and the colonies will create a buoyant vessel.
I'm going to go not very. They're not immune to it, but I'm going to go not very effective because there's a lot of bugs that live in the water. Like
Yeah.
that.
I am also going to go
Sure.
not very.
Not very is my answer.
Dan, you've said
Dan's.
immune.
I said immune.
And what about Dan
But the
Walker?
thing, if it's not just like the water, but it's the water types in the water, there's like catfish and stuff that'll come on top and just gulp them up.
Not
What
okay.
I'm saying?
So what is your answer?
The fish type is
I
super
don't know.
effective against bugs.
Well, I don't want water to be good against them because they already need the help they can get.
So
I'm gonna
not very
agree with you guys.
Nick, not very effective. Okay,
0.5?
you're writing
Yeah.
this down, Joel.
Yeah, I'm doing
Yeah,
the
well,
type
Just making
chart
sure you're
as we
doing
go.
your job. It's all right.
Electric.
Water's too good as well. So
It is. Not in this type chart rebuild.
we've managed. We're actually going to try and do like a ROM hack of the game with our type chart, and it's going to be fucked.
Yeah.
All right, electric.
Electric versus bug.
The little zappers. You know, the bug zappers.
I'm super.
I'm going super. Someone's going to message us in our DMs that are like, there's actually this bug that's actually like immune to electricity, and it actually like stings people with its electricity or whatever. It stores electricity in its body like a charger bug.
Yeah,
but
it's called a xenomorph. Okay, grass versus bug.
Not very effective.
I wanted to say immune, but then I was like, a lot of bugs just eat grass-based things.
But you know what? Someone's going to say every time we do one of these. But what if a tree falls on it? But that's not.
What if there's bugs spray on the grass?
What if what? Sorry.
There's insect repellent on the grass.
That's poison. That's poison.
Yeah.
That's poison. Yeah.
We've had this sort of arguments a lot. I reckon not very.
I'm having not very.
Not very, because there are some plants that eat bugs, like the carnivorous plants that trap the bugs, and they're pure grass types. I'm gonna go not very,
but most of the time the bug is reckon the plant.
Yeah, most of the time.
I reckon Venus flytraps are grass fighting, though. To be fair.
Yeah, that's
and like,
cool.
They're grass dark. They use crunch.
And like victory bell stuff like that is like probably grass poison, or grass dark something.
Or is that poison thing? I don't know.
Ice versus bug. I'm tempted to say that there's a lot of bugs that like go through the like they can survive being frozen.
Says who? Is this a Star Wars movie or something?
No.
Source. I made it up.
No, like
they can preserve themselves in amber and go and bring the dinosaurs back.
That's also not ice. Unless we specifically cryogenically freeze bugs, I think it's pretty good luck something flying in a blizzard. That's probably flying type as well as ice type. I don't know. I'm going to go maybe neutral then.
Yeah, I think neutral.
Neutral? What do you think, Dan Walker?
Sick.
Thank you for that contribution.
I just zoned out for a sec. What was the question again?
Ice. What do you think about ice against bug?
Okay.
What would a blizzard do to bugs?
Depends if they evolve to survive blizzards or not. There might be a special type of bug.
True. Okay, there might be like an Arctic bug, but like in general, like the ones you find, in your house in Wollongong.
I think that I feel like ice would be good against bug. I don't know.
So neutral or very effective?
We can't make ice better. It's too good offensively already.
Okay,
we'll make it neutral.
Neutral. Okay.
Ice is too good offensively.
Fighting versus bug. So fighting is a person in a gi.
Yeah. Well, if they got a gi up, if they got a bug up their gi and it bit on their balls, that would be distracting from the fight. So therefore, it would be good against fight.
The fighter actually hit the bug, and bugs are quite evasive. Like if you ever
which is very difficult.
I like trying to swat a mosquito or a fly, and they basically just fly circles around you, laughing at you.
Did we say normal was super effective though?
Yeah.
And our reasoning is normal's a normal guy, and fighting is like a normal guy with a gi. So technically,
to be honest, when I was thinking about the normal argument, I was thinking of like a little caterpillar. I wasn't thinking of like a bug with flying ability.
Actually, yeah. Are we including flying bugs, or are they flying?
The bug flying.
Bug flying.
I think bug flying. The flying is resistant to fighting. We've already talked about that in a different episode. So I think that's what gives the flying types the advantage.
Yeah.
But I think maybe go neutral against fighting neutral against bug, and then if it's flying bug, that's not really effective.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go neutral. Same as normal.
For consistency, normal was super. I'm going to go super.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go super.
Fighting. Okay.
I think right now, in the game as it stands, bug resists fighting.
It does.
So I think just go all the way. Bug also hit it for super effective as well.
But we're not talking about that. But yes, I can see your argument.
I need to get that out there before I forget.
Okay, thank you for getting that out there. If you're listening, Pokemon Company.
But yeah, keep it as the resist then for now. Yeah.
That's your argument. Well, so Joel's saying super, Dan's saying super, other Dan's
neutral.
saying not very effective.
And you said neutral.
Resist because it'd be hard to punch because it's like flying around everywhere. You'd have to be very accurate. And
That's
you'd miss.
flying time.
I think if we're going by the natures, they by the normal, people that if they're brave enough to hit the bug, they would kill it. That's what we said about normal
Actually,
types.
that's a good point. Yeah.
So I'm
when we
thinking-
do the ROM hack, we'll have to do the natures thing
If your
as well.
speed is not above this level, you can't kill it. Yeah.
I'm going to say I'll agree with you and say super effective based on that. If they're like brave enough to fight a bug, they're probably going to win.
Yeah. Easy. Poison versus bug.
Super effective.
It has to be.
It does have to be. Okay, ground versus bug.
If you bury a bug, it just burrows out, right? Like
Most
bugs literally live in the ground as a larvae and then come out of the ground, like when they, evolve into their final stage. Like an antlion. I got antlions at the front of my house at the moment. They're really cool.
So immune?
I was gonna say immune.
Yeah.
Bug needs some love.
It already does resist it in the game. That makes sense to why it does now, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm gonna go immune.
Yeah, I'm happy with immune.
I'm happy with immune. I think bug needs this love.
Throw sand at a bug.
It needs a buff, yeah.
Immune
would be so good.
But
then ground sucks. It's got 2 immunities.
Yeah, but in this is our own. We can make ground better. We can fix ground later.
Ground already in our rebuild doesn't hit flying and it doesn't hit psychic.
That's fine.
My God.
That's fine.
Ground's going to be the worst.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's also going to probably be resistant against lots of things too. So
flying versus bug.
Birds eat bugs.
Super.
Super effective.
I've actually seen. I reckon a praying mantis could eat a bird.
A large. No, some of them. There is somewhere in like the Amazonian wilderness somewhere. There is bugs that do eat birds, like spiders eat birds. And some mantises might.
But in general,
it's so rare that when they do, they get called something like a bird-eating spider.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go super effective unless it happens to be like fucking bug. What would the second type be?
It'd be like super effective,
Bug
but the
dragon
flying
type.
type has to be heavier than the bug type.
Yeah.
Bug steel. It's got armor on, so the bird can't rip.
Yeah. Okay.
Psychic versus bug.
Okay. This is a hard one. Bugs do.
This one actually makes sense.
This and the autistic people in the room can probably help you. Bugs do a lot of there's like that weird. So when like bees, one starts dancing and they all start dancing and like all of that's the communication.
That's how they talk, is by dance.
They've got like weird psychic kind of communication,
non-verbal comms,
and they've got like all this like echo stuff, like bats and stuff. Some of them, I don't know. I could be making that up. But
echolocation, yep.
There is. I think I'm trying to work out how this would work because some bugs get like parasites in their brain and take over their brain, don't they? That's bug versus bug, though.
Yeah, you'd probably call.
Yeah, I've seen that. The snails, like their eyes become that worm thing.
It's fucked. It's absolutely fucked. There's like certain wasps that take over, that lay parasitic stuff and things.
Yeah, and then they like whoop 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 hypnotoad.
Yeah. So psychic.
What did we say psychic was? Did we say that wasn't
neurodivergent
people?
We said psychic has been
Psychic's me.
What do you think?
Danny
burying its
versus a
bugs.
bug.
I think it's like what a neurodivergent.
I'm a psychic type.
Would a neurodivergent person like
anyone
Dan
who
Walker?
lies on the floor.
Yeah.
Anyone who lies on the floor.
Would a neurodivergent person like Dan Walker just go up to a bug and start patting it because like
there are neurodivergent people that collect butterflies and put pins through them. So
maybe they're already dead though, are they?
They usually have to capture them, but sure.
I don't know.
I'm tempted to go neutral. That's where I'm at.
Neutral. What do you think?
Yeah, I think
Dan's?
neutral.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends if you're feeling like killing them or not for the day. But
because remember, bugs are meant to be super effective against the mind because they're scary. So it works both. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think neutral.
Yeah.
Okay, bug v bug.
Wait, hold on. Neurodivergent people eat bugs. I've seen
Bugs eat bugs all the time. I reckon bugs should be good on bug. Bug should be good against bug for sure.
I reckon bug v
Super
bug.
effective.
Super because like if you watch all like go to
spray mantis is just destroying every other bug.
including its own mates. But like go watch go watch a video of like scorpion versus spider or something like that, or like like those like videos. Or like wasp versus tarantula.
Yeah, crazy shit.
I reckon super effective for sure.
Yeah.
Rock versus
Yep.
bug.
Super.
I think it needs
It's
to
an obvious
stay
one, right?
super effective.
I think it needs to be
Super
super
effective.
because my immediate thing was just
Makes
like
so much sense.
you get the salt blasters and they just like obliterate bugs.
Also, just like, how do you kill a bug? You hit it with a rock
Exactly.
or a shoe or, a spade or something. But effectively, it's a hard surface, like a rock.
Yeah. Ghost versus bug.
Okay, now we're going to assume that ghosts exist or don't exist because we get into this fight every bloody time.
It depends. It's really 50-50 for what we've done.
We can't
so
have
far.
the entire game not be affected by ghosts because ghost doesn't exist. Because then ghost typing is literally the worst type in the game.
No, right now dragon is the worst type.
Dragons don't exist.
They tried to argue that fairies didn't exist, Dan, and I was like, well, what the fuck am I then?
My Ian Thorpe joke was so underrated.
Do you want to say it right now for
I
Dan
don't
Walker's?
remember what it was.
Oh, well, you can't bring it up then.
No, it was what? Fairies are super effective into water because Ian Thorpe was gay.
Yeah.
I think that was the joke.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. That's a strong enough argument. But anyway, Ghost.
Ghost. I don't think ghosts are doing much to bugs.
Yeah, what are they gonna do to
No,
bugs?
what are they going to? They're not going to be able to scare a bug by like moving an object or something. I don't think.
No, because bugs are just always ready for a fight.
Yeah, they don't care what ghosts do. I'm going to go not very effective.
I also want to lean into not
Yeah,
very.
not.
Poor ghosts.
yeah, and bug needs a buff, so that is good with me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Needs to resist that.
Dragon.
And also, ghost is too good offensively. Needs to be nerfed.
yeah.
That's-
Dragon versus bug.
I'm going to go super effective.
Super effective because dragons eat bugs.
They do. And like, if you look at all the real world dragons,
Yeah, like
there's actually like gliding lizards that
Would
actually
they
look like
bother with a
dragons.
bug? It wouldn't be much of a meal.
A
No,
small dragon.
you think like small dragons like frill neck lizards and shit like that. They basically exclusively eat bugs.
There is literally
Dragon
things
needs a
called-
buff.
thinking
Let's
about
do
the-
super-
There's stuff in Southeast Asia called like they call them something like gliding dragons, whatever. They actually look like a dragon and they've got wings like a dragon and they like glide between trees. It's creepy.
Yeah.
And they eat bugs.
I'm thinking like the dragon off Shrek. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I wouldn't bother with a little.
Like the one that fucks a donkey.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've got a photo of that. Did I send you the photo? of it?
No.
I've got a photo of that actually occurring.
Please put it in our Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, drop,
You're
it,
in the
Pop it in the
Discord.
drop it in the Discord.
No context in general at everyone.
Yeah.
I'll have to find it again. But yeah,
So we're leaning
I
into
guess
super.
it makes some sense. I think it should be super. And dragons, it needs some more love again. Like it's got an immunity now. Like come on. I mean, it only has an immunity and one resist though. That's still kind of strong.
And I know this is fire, but dragons also breathe fire.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Dark type versus bug. I would argue that bugs are just better in the nighttime. So I don't think
Yeah, they
dark
thrive.
is doing
sense.
much, if anything, to bugs.
Yeah,
from
they
like
thrive at the night.
like if you talk about darkness as a physical thing, bugs love the dark. Also, like if you're talking about dark,
And I don't know if bugs suffer from like depression.
if you're talking about like
My bug
dark,
has seasonal affective disorder.
if you're talking about dark as like an evil emotion, like I feel like bugs are like chaotic neutral. Like I just don't think they care about darkness in general from like an emotional or literal sense.
True.
So I want to go not very.
I like
on
not
dark
very.
versus
I
bug.
like not very. Mr. Walker?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nice. Steel versus bug.
Moment, it doesn't resist it, does it?
No, it does
No.
not.
Yeah.
No.
Steel
That's
versus
so dumb. It's already like it's super effective against it.
They
Then
don't.
why
they
would
don't,
you not
they
just
don't
make it resist
because
it?
bugs are like they're meant to be like the early root bullshit Pokemon
Yeah.
that you can level up really quickly. They don't want to make them good.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah,
Steel
Blow
versus
kicks
bug
resist it,
has to be super.
Has to be super.
bug.
Steel because it's like we're going to hit it with a sword. Like how we describe why.
I don't
it's-
know, a fucking pan, a baking tray,
Steel beam.
steel beam.
Who is going around hitting bugs with baking trays?
Well, if you want to hit a bunch, you ever walked into a thing of midgies and you're like, well, right, cunts.
Go get my fucking bacon tray.
Yeah. I mean, my kitchen's near your kitchen's near your door.
I'm just going to douse my baking tray in like terps as well and then like set it on fire on a flaming baking tray. Good luck, cunts.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Oh, look, that argument sold it to me. Sure, super effective.
Super.
Happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have Chris versus Bugs.
And bearing in mind I'm arachnophobic.
So Fairy versus Bug. Fairy has been deemed as
The queer community.
the queer community and or fae is what we've like kind of lent into previously.
Has to be not very right.
I
Leaning into stereotypes.
I will empty a can of Mortein on like one bug. Like I'm not.
And then it walks away anyway because
Yeah.
they just shut off its
It's
lungs.
like spraying everywhere around.
I just close my eyes.
Yeah.
What if
Is
like
it me?
you
Is it on
were,
me?
like? But what if like you were
Chris
like
during
douching
intercourse.
yourself, and then like, yeah, and then there was like a bug on your douche, and it went up your butt, and it was gone. So that's-
Why is there a
Like
bug
that.
on my douche? Now I'm gonna have to. Initially, now I'm gonna have to. You know when people in Australia have to like check their shoes or like,
Yeah.
you know,
For
before.
fun alerts, yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to check my douche every time for like. Is there,
Imagine dying like that if you were the bug. Like that would be messed up.
like, shut
Oh
up
my
someone's
God.
anus.
I mean, they'd get their venom straight into the bloodstream.
Imagine being bitten on the
you wa-
prostate by a spider. That'd be the most like
Ooh.
intense feeling. Holy shit!
Would you come?
That would. Oh my god.
Just cum venom.
It reminded me of that South Park episode with the rat up the gay guy's butt.
Oh,
Have you seen that
the
one?
gerbil.
The gerbils, yeah.
Lemony Winks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got
so
little
good.
claw-
Jesus
They've got little clawy feet. I don't understand why you put a gerbil up your butt. That scares the shit out of me.
I
That's a normal type as well. That's Rattata. So that means that Rattata is weak to gay people.
Okay, well we can.
Lemmy Winks came out unscathed.
He
He's
did,
immune
yeah.
to fairy.
But what about bugs and fairies? Let's talk about that.
I think Fairy is not very,
not very.
against Bug.
So what are you saying, Dan Baguli?
Not very.
Yeah, I want Bug to resist Fairy.
I'll go not very as well.
Good.
I don't think gays can handle
about-
bugs, cockroaches.
Okay, let's run it back.
Not only that, I'm thinking about like Fern Gully. I don't know if you've seen that movie, and the
Of course.
bugs are way bigger than the little fairies, and they could just
Fuck them up.
destroy it.
Fern Gully is a great movie. For those that are listening still after this 2 hours, first of all, get a life. But second of all, go watch Fern Gully. It is a great movie. It's like the original Avatar.
So good.
So good.
Third of
Absolutely.
all, thank you very much for joining us on our first episode back for 2025.
Here is the rundown of the type chart.
Here is the run back of Bug. So Bug takes super effective damage from normal, fire. It is resistant to water, takes super effective from electric, resistant to grass, neutral to ice, takes super effective from fighting and poison, is immune to ground, takes super effective against flying, neutral to psychic, takes super effective damage from bug and rock, is resistant to ghost, takes super from dragon, resists dark and fairy, and takes super effective from steel.
I don't know if we fixed it.
That sounds worse. That's so good.
We made it spicier.
Yeah. At least it's resistant to fairy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we managed to fix that.
Managed to fix that indeed. So
I think they actually should make that change in the next gen. Like actually make.
They should. There's a
bug
lot of things they
resist fairy.
should do.
it is
Fairy's
time
good.
for some balance. Before we wrap up, Mr. Walker, Mr. Cbetrs, any shout outs you want to make?
I'll shout out Chris for letting me stay in his home and putting up with me at the regional. That is much appreciated. I'll also
you.
appreciate. Oh, what am I saying? I'll also appreciate it. I'll also shout him out for letting me on this podcast. It's been a good time.
I am regretting it.
And yeah, I enjoyed talking about putting bugs up bumholes and stuff like that.
Usually
Don't
reserve
worry, because that's going to be cut.
that. No, it's not.
Yeah, is it?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I
What
thought we were adults only.
We're targeted at adults.
Okay, well,
I can't prevent a 16-year-old from listening to.
do you
We'll
want
see.
to plug your? Because you do like Twitch streaming and stuff, don't you? Do you want to plug all that shit?
Yeah, where can people find you?
Oh,
Where can people find
it's
you?
the same as my it's the same as my Discord. So Cbetrs is my Twitch.
CBETRS.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mainly just stream RuneScape, old school RuneScape. So you guys, I don't know if you'd be interested in that. But
I think there's going to be a
figured out
large
the old
overlap
stuff, yeah.
in our listenership.
Are you
Yeah.
nude in these streamings?
I do get my shirt off and belly dance sometimes. So.
Damn.
Yes,
That is-
I'm subscribing.
But yeah, other than that, I think you're the only person to shout out here, right? I don't know. You're the one who got me on this podcast. You're the one that let me stay in your house.
Yeah, well, I want to
And,
now that the bullshit Worlds qualifications where we all have to like fight over the scraps of 20 places at Worlds. Anything I can do to like make it cheaper for people to actually compete in, because people that might be listening, because we know Dan, we're listened to in 26 different countries. Huge in Sweden.
Yeah, massive in Chile.
In Chile, massive in
yeah.
Chile. Hello, Diego's family, if you're listening. So like people don't understand. Like it costs us like $800 to like fly across our country.
Yeah,
It's a lot of money.
it's a lot of dollary dues.
It is.
And you have to have a chance. And we don't even have an international.
No, they
No,
robbed. If you're listening, TCPI. Wait, I keep saying
We win
TPCI.
at the moment.
Yeah,
Bring
the Pokemon
back
Company
Oceanics.
International. They would just have to get
Bring the IC
somebody
back.
to take the contract on.
Dan, have you ever met Nick Khan?
Yeah.
Did you know he went 8-3
I,
he went 8-3 in Sacramento last year? Just wanted to know if you knew that.
Yeah, and that's how he got a lot of points, wasn't it? And that's
I just, it's a running joke. He complained to us in person at Perth Regionals that we didn't mention his Sacramento run. So now I bring it up every episode just to make sure he knows.
Just until he has another run that we
Until
can
the
talk
next
about.
Sacramento regionals.
Is there regionals this week at all?
that's crazy
No,
going
the
like
first one is
overseas for a
2
regional.
weekends.
Oh, in
Yeah.
case I forget, well done on your performance in the regionals 2 weekends from now, Nick. In case I forget to mention it then. Well done. It's a really good performance. I saw you on stream.
I, in the past, saw you on stream.
Would you pay to go fly internationally for a regional? Like maybe I'd consider
Only-
it for an international.
Only if you had like
but not a
flight, because you get
regional.
travel rewards, don't you still?
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah,
Only
He
if I
gets-
had that.
He's got the travel award, doesn't he?
if I had accumulated some form of travel award and was making money, yes.
If I was
Yeah.
rich, yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we,
I mean, fair enough for him because he probably has the travel award, so
Yeah.
you might as well.
we got Birmingham and Rio de Janeiro on the 18th to 19th of January. So good work at Rio de Janeiro, Nick Khan.
And Birmingham. He was there at both.
Yeah, attended both. Great job.
How'd Joji go at those ones?
Don't know.
Average? All right, cool.
Yeah, average.
While we're talking absolute unhinged shit, shout out to Alistair Sandover, friend of the show. We followed each other on Insta the other week, and he decided to raid my Instagram and told me that I was super handsome. So now I'm shipping Alistair and I. So shout out to you,
Might be
Alistair.
able to convert him.
Well, I got to get rid of the girlfriend first, but I reckon I'm up for it. I reckon I'm up for the challenge.
We'll see what happens.
Sing him some Backstreet Boys. I've heard how you sing. You'll be converted instantly.
Yeah, do you want to do backup vocals for me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll record it and send it to
Alright.
Alistair.
You are
My fire.
the one.
The one desire.
Believe.
You go, ready?
I can already feel Alistair caving. Yeah. Are you playing guitar?
Yeah. Playing the
Jesus
Backstreet Boys.
Christ.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why. Yeah, but I thought your favorite Backstreet Boys song was Incomplete, and that's been in my head since.
Oh, that was so good. We were
So
screaming
good.
that.
Scream. I had lost my voice that weekend. It was insane.
And then we put it on when you were dropping me back at the airport and we were screaming it in the car too. That was so good.
Shout out to my poor partner, Andrew, who also just learnt that I'm going
He
to
was
dump him
getting
for
into
Alistair.
What did he think about that trip? Did he enjoy it?
He hasn't brought it up since. I don't know that because he's traumatized and doesn't want to talk about it, or I'll ask him. I'll ask him next time I see him.
Nice.
All right.
Well, thank you very
Yeah.
much, Dan, for joining us this evening. I know it's now
You're welcome.
like nearly 1 a.m. for you.
It's early for him.
It's early.
That's early for me.
Goes to
I'm a
bed.
DJ. Yeah.
Goes to bed at 6 a.m.
It's the prime OSRS hours right now.
It's so bad. I got to fix this desperately.
So
I need to like get into some serious work now. I'm gonna actually be getting those resumes in. But
Yeah, he wouldn't. Dan did you got a university qualification in mathematics. Like, were you
I
trying
just
to not get a
graduated
job?
last year. Well, Christmas has happened. I've just been chilling and been in lazy mode.
What do you do in maths degree? Like work for NASA or something? What does maths
there's
do?
lots of applications for maths.
Yeah,
Pokemon.
like programming or data science. Hopefully, one of those two.
Education. Like it's very easy to go from a mathematics degree to like university education.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But anyway, we could
Very
go
awesome.
on with you, Dan, for absolute hours, but we
I'm gonna leave. Unfortunately, I'm gonna go for a shower anyway, and I'm gonna meditate, and I'm gonna come up with the best idea ever.
Don't forget to try and get some of it up your asshole as well to get that
Oh,
get
and I'll
hydrate
try
real
to not
quick.
get it.
I think we're going to need to do
I'll
the
try-
same here because Chris turned off his aircon and I am
Yeah,
boiling.
please
I didn't-
turn it back.
I didn't
am
want the noise to be in the
dying.
background.
Turn your
I'm
fucking
dying.
aircon
I will.
on.
I'll turn it back on in a minute. Fuck.
Thank you so much for
I'm
joining
gonna
us,
avoid the
Dan.
bug though.
We would love to have you back on at some point this year because there is just so much more we could dive into.
Yeah,
Obviously,
We're gonna have to get his reg eye cooking.
yeah.
true.
I'm tempted to
I wonder what
split this
that's
into
gonna be.
two, but I'm just going to drop it as the 2 hours because
but oof.
first episode of the year.
Bonus.
Bonus. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're listening, don't forget you can check out Dan's RuneScape content at Cbetrs on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I think so. It might be
You are.
Cbetrs1 for Twitter or something, but
No.
You'll be able to search. You'll be able to find it.
If you're listening
Yeah.
to us and you have enjoyed the O2 drop, don't forget to check us out on Twitter at the O2 drop _VGC. We are also on YouTube at the O2 drop. We're on Spotify, Apple Music. We're on everything. But you know that because you're listening to us. If you are interested in supporting this show, we have bonus content, which has a link in every episode description and on our Twitter bio. Check that out for $3 a month. You can get, right now, I think we have over 30 hours of bonus content lined up. So
Damn.
yeah, and more uploaded every week. We do episodes on Thursday for the main line and Monday for the bonus content. So don't forget to support the show if you're interested in that at all. And of course, shout out Claire for listening.
And shout out Dan Walker for having the Daniel Showdown handle.
Can
That's top tier.
I just had a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Can we get Dan Walker to play us out with his guitar as an outro?
Yeah, play us out, Dan.
Do you have a
Serenade
go-to
us.
song? Get your guitar
Oh.
out and play us out.
Yeah.
Little tune.
I'll play a Pokemon theme for you.
Oh yeah.
Wait, how's it go? Wait. How's it go? Yeah, I get it. All right,
Maybe try playing it lying down in the shower. That might improve it.
Yeah, my brain's not working. I'm too busy thinking up the strategies. Like I was just thinking about how good my substitute electric is.
Oh my god. Go to bed, Dan. Go to bed.
Good night, everyone.
Well, thank you.
Until
Have a
next
succulent
time.
one. I didn't say it yet, so I'll say it for Chris.